Oh my fucking god. You know what pisses me off, YouTube? Wasting the cops' time. You wanna bully Cobra? I'm used to it. I am fucking used to it. It is what it is. You happy? You got what you wanted, motherfucker! Don't tell me to fucking chill the fuck out. I'm tired of it, you little pussy ass faggot. Straight the fuck up. You got what you wanted, motherfucker! Oh, but no, we gotta call the cops on Cobra for waving a fake gun around. You think it's funny watching an autistic freak out? You won't think it's funny when it happens to you, dude. When you've been fucking harassed and rejected by every chick you've liked since the 4th grade? Oh my fucking god. Stop wasting the cops' fucking precious time! You little pussy ass motherfucking cockfucking faggot YouTube troll! It's not a real gun. It's fake. It's empty. Oh my god, dude. Have a good night. That was a good one. Good one. Oh my fucking god, my YouTube trolls are miserable. Hey, we're gonna fucking have the police over as much as we can. And I'm over here like, leave me the fuck alone! Alone! Like if I need the cops for a fucking emergency, I'll call them! You know? I'm sick of it! I need the cops for a fucking emergency, I'll call them! I'm tired of it! You fucking asshole who think it's funny to fuck with me! I'm tired of it! Fuck! I'm tired of it! Fuck! I'm tired of it! Fuck! I'm tired of it! I want to sit here and do my own thing! That's what pisses me off about it! Is I sit here and I try to do my own fucking thing! And just mind my own business, and that's not good enough! I gotta get pushed in the ass with a fucking asshole. I'm sick of it, dude. I'm sick of being fucking harassed by my YouTube trolls.
Where's my 40 at, man?
Duval County, 904 in this bitch, huh? Put your hands up. Yeah, you feel that bass? Turn it up. It's that dirty South punk rock. Dirty South. Dirty South, yeah. Throw it up. Where you from, nigga? Where you from? Duval. You could get caught in the club. Roll with your hood, throw it up in the club. Or you could get stomped in the club for a dub that I saw. Shawty, we don't give a fuck, yeah. But you don't want no problem. You don't want no problem. You don't want no problems with me. Oh, we baby 50 deep. Hold on back, hold on back. Man, fuck that nigga. Hold on back, hold on back. Man, fuck that nigga. Hold on back, hold on back. Fuck that, fuck that. DJ Dirty Skank. When I reach for the herb, nigga, what's the word? Bitch, what's the word? Nigga better recognize real G's down the ride. Dirty South, I'm a record till I
And I ain't even
die.
gotta tell her what my name is. I just walk right in like I'm famous. Get out the way, bitch. I'm heading straight to the VIP where I'ma drink everything for free. Damn right. You could get caught in the club. Roll with your hood, throw it up in the club. Or you
shut up. Back the fuck up.
Happy New Year's Eve to all of you out there. This is the Altered Perspective, episode 247. We're back way earlier than usual. We're going to do a few hours here. And then after the few hours here is done, I'm going to go do a Patreon private show for this month that I didn't have the opportunity to do until just now. I have... Oh, shit, I forgot to even do this. What is wrong with me? God, I'm so... sidetracked here. So I've got this map here where it shows the new year slowly making its way west. So it is 2024 in pretty much all of Europe, except for the Middle East. So the in another hour here, it'll be 2024 in East Africa, in the Middle East, in parts of Eastern Europe, parts of Russia. And then we'll start hitting all the, major European cities in another few hours here. I'll probably be around to at least wish people in the Netherlands a happy new year. I don't know if I'm going to make the UK. Maybe. I might make it. We'll see how long I go. The stream is going to go private eventually, but not for several hours. I'm hoping some of you guys might want to come hang out with me. Those of you who are just chilling at home tonight and you want to hang out, we'll keep this moving for a while. I got a lot of videos that I downloaded that we'll get to. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, I see Poland on the map here. So you still got a little while. What, you got like 2 hours? You got 2 hours, right? Because Poland is like, right? Hold on. Here's Poland. You got 3 hours. Roughly. You got about 3 hours. Yeah, I see. Okay. Three hours. Yeah, maybe someday I'll visit Poland. Like more than a quarter of my ancestry it originates from Poland. And I've been to Europe on 3 different occasions, but I was honestly, no offense, but I'm like, why? I'm obviously every country has nice parts, and things to enjoy and new things to learn, but I've never made it a priority to go to Poland ever, so I've just never gone there. Same thing with Ireland. Like, a big part of my ancestry comes from Ireland, and I've never been to Ireland either. I've been a lot closer to Ireland. I've flown over Ireland before. On my way to England, I flew over Ireland. But I'd like to visit. I'd love to visit a lot of the world that I'll probably never get to see. You only live so long and travel is expensive. So you got to really pick and choose. Do you really want to go somewhere? I mean, I'm sure Ireland is, Ireland is pretty, and you say nature-wise, yeah, I mean, like, I've seen a lot of the world, mostly North America and Europe, Those are actually the only two continents I've ever been to, North America and Europe. I've been to Mexico. I've been to like 30 of the U.S. states. I've been to a large part of eastern Canada and a decent part of the western part of Canada. I've been to the west coast of Mexico. And then I've visited multiple, maybe like 12 different European countries. I've seen some pretty amazing scenery. Like I've been to the Swiss Alps. Right here where I live is one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. And then, like a lot of people, this isn't everyone's cup of tea, but I think the desert is beautiful. Like Arizona, New Mexico, Nevada, Southern California. I think the desert has its own kind of unique beauty to it also. We get cherry blossoms in the spring also. For some reason, when people started, building neighborhoods and universities around here, they planted a lot of these Japanese cherry blossom trees. Like I have some in my backyard. And they've probably been there for quite a long time. So it's like this. This is I usually go every year when the cherry blossoms bloom. See, this is in the quad at Washington or at the University of Washington. It's a very large area that's completely surrounded by these. So this is a cool place where a lot of people go and take photos. It kind of sucks sometimes when it's crowded because there's like drones flying everywhere because people get drone videos like this. But it's still nice to see, I don't think there's arsenic in these. I think these were imported from Japan. I don't know what these people are saying, but I don't really care. I just wanted to show you guys what the cherry blossom shit was like. There's the train. Oh, I guess this is like how you get there from the nearest train station. Cool. It's one of those informative videos where they're hoping like someone will do a YouTube search like, how do you get to cherry blossoms in Washington State? Or not Washington State University. University of Washington. Yeah. See, washington.edu/cherry blossoms. Is this actually on the university's channel? They're even using like the university purple colors. Yeah, it is. Yep, University of Washington's official YouTube channel. Interesting. So in about 45 minutes, we'll toast in the new year for like Saudi Arabia and Turkey and Moscow, Russia. And what do we got here in Africa? Ethiopia. What about? Oh no, Egypt is further west. What about Madagascar though? About to be New Year's in Madagascar, Somalia. Hell yeah. I mean, like, it's kind of strange, but this next time zone. There's not a lot of places in this next time zone that I would like to visit. When I was younger, I probably would have been interested in visiting Russia, but now there was that sweet spot like after the Soviet Union fell and then like the Putin regime where like it probably wasn't quite as hostile as it is now, especially with all the wars going on. Maybe someday. It was always I always thought it'd be cool to see it. But I guess maybe Turkey, maybe like the like the Europe side of Turkey, like where Istanbul is, right there on the gap between Asia and Europe. That might be cool. Lebanon is a beautiful place that has amazing food, but I wouldn't want to go there now. Jordan, I guess that's a nice, like, I hate the term, but like more westernized Arab country that seems like a nicer one. I have no intention ever in my life of going to Israel. But they're 2 hours away. So the times, I see. Yeah. It's cool. There's so many cool historical things to see in that area, but just because of the overall hostility in that area, even in the more peaceful times that I remember, I'm just like, why would I want to go to such a hostile region? So in the city I grew up in, there were a ton of Lebanese people that were all Catholic, and they all left Lebanon because, kind of like how it happened in Iran, like a Muslim theocracy took over, and now it's not as good of a place as it was in like the 60s and 70s. Yeah. You wish you would have visited the Middle East in the 20s? Are you like over 100 years old? No, I get what you're saying. It's just funny. Yeah, like if you were a time traveler, you could. Sure. And I mean, if you're going as part of like a guided tour, the chances of something bad happening to you is pretty slim. But it is still, you know, it's, I don't like places where like, you know, like for Americans can just be held hostage, you know? If you happen to cross the wrong people who realize you're American, it's not such a good place. And then places where there's like random terrorist attacks, that kind of stuff. Not really a big fan of that. And I mean, that happens everywhere, but there are places where it's more likely to happen than others. Look back to like the 50s and 60s and look at how different it was in like Saudi Arabia and the adjacent countries on the Arabian Peninsula. The amount of money and political influence those people have now compared to how they were, 50, 60, 70 years ago. It's just unbelievable. They were just like tribal, they were just like tribal kings. And now they're these insanely wealthy, powerful people. And oil has a lot to do with that. And now industry. The oil helped start making the money to bring in all the industry. And now you can go to like, Dubai and see this weird like bizarro world version of an American city. That's basically what it is. They made like their version of an American city on the Arabian Peninsula. They're like, you know what? Those Americans think they can have the tallest building in the world. We're just going to build the most ridiculously tall building ever, and it's going to be ugly because it is. It is a pretty ugly building. And they only did it, they did it to like own the Americans, be like, look, we're building a bigger building. It's not a bizarro Las Vegas, though, because it's like way bigger than Las Vegas, isn't it? Like, what's the population of Dubai? Maybe it is small, and I just think it's huge. Because Las Vegas only has like 1 to 2 million. Okay, Dubai has 3.3 million. What's Las Vegas population? Oh, Las Vegas proper doesn't even have 750,000. 646,000. Las Vegas metro population is 2.2 million. The thing about Nevada is most of the land is owned by the federal government, so it's not easy for a metro area to grow because when you get far enough away from Las Vegas, you start to hit federal land. Dubai metro population, about 3 million, I think. Crazy. All right, let's watch some of this stuff because we know there's some good stuff in here. Let me add. All right, here we go. Let's check it out. Let's watch Jared. He's going to explain. He's going to give you all some fitness tips, and you should pay attention.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, his videos are back to being at... Because for a while, he got back into HD. And now it's going... He's back in standard definition. So now his videos are all pixelated if you view them at 1080 or whatever.
Ooh, what's going on, guys? I'm full of apple cider right now. We had some leftover shit from the holidays. But
I think apple cider goes bad after a while. You have some shit left over from like Thanksgiving. You got like 2-month-old apple cider. Probably fermented by now. I don't know.
But, you know what, bro? I want to go ahead and get this video in because it's an important video. And I feel like this is a very underrated technique.
Venom 9390 says, I'm holding out hope that Cobes will have a realization and actually try to better himself. I know nearly impossible, but we all have our delusions. Yeah, no, he's not going to. A year ago, he went to jail on Christmas Eve and said he was going to cut down on his drinking, and we've seen the last year that he has clearly not cut down on his drinking. In fact, he may have amped up his drinking. I mean, he's broken off one of his front teeth now. I don't see it. He might be making more money. I think he has opportunities to make more money, but he's not going to slow down the drinking. The way he is willing to like cut out his own father from his life just for telling him to do basic hygiene and to like take care of himself. He's very set in his ways. He views himself as a victim. He never, you can tell that he rarely, I can't say never. I don't like to say never. He rarely looks inward. He's always looking outward. Like other people are causing it. Oh, I was an asshole at my family Christmas because they were fucking with me. I'm only an asshole when you fuck with me, is what he kept saying. So that's what he does. He goes, oh, this person is telling me not to do something I want to do. They're fucking with me, so now I can be an asshole. No, you guys need to like, come on, man. How long have you been watching? You're letting Billy's pro-Cobes propaganda rot your brain out. Like, let's be realistic about it. How long have we watched him? How much is he willing to change? How much self-reflection do you see? Like, seriously. I think we've lost the ability to, like, look at things objectively. Like, if we like somebody, we'll, like, do whatever we can to make excuses for their shortcomings and then aggrandize their wins. And then the other way around, if we don't like somebody, everything they do right is wrong anyway or not good enough. Or, you know, it seems like people are just so, they're like a slave to their bias. I'm not a hater. I'm actually realistic about what I've seen. If I saw Cobra, Oh yeah, and we'll get to that. By the way, Cobra is already making excuses not to meet this person. He's already doing like, oh, we should take it slow and wait a little while and get to know each other first, and so he's already
working.
Thank you.
One love.
He's already laying the groundwork to get out of it. That's how he is. If being realistic about what I've been observing, someone I've been watching and observing, I had to know what the fuck are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about right now. But yeah, we've been observing him for years, and it's never changed. It's always the same. It's kind of like when you guys like Cobra, so you think he's going to improve. But if I was like, oh, Brett Keane, this time when he said he's leaving YouTube, he actually means it and he's actually going to leave and he's not lying or anything, you'd be like, no, he's a liar. We've seen what he's done before. Like I don't know. How am I a hater? Can you explain it to me? Because what am I saying that's hateful? What did I say that was hateful? That I think that I watched King Cobra a year ago say he was going to cut down on his drinking and then watched him literally almost every day for the next year not cut down on his drinking? Is that hateful to observe that? Am I not correct?
And what technique am I talking about? That is the Jefferson curl. Also, I feel that elephant walks too are overrated as well, because these are both what you would call...
I don't have an anti-Cobra bias. I talked to Cobra in person and was perfectly nice to him. I'm willing to call out. No. I am actually willing to say when Cobra does something right and when he does something wrong. I concede those things. I do not unconditionally bash everything he does. I'm the neutral one, and then there's Billy who he's not neutral. It's not that way, and you don't have to balance it because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like I've literally told I think he's good at wands. I think he's entertaining. I mean, he has a good. Obviously, people are fascinated. Everybody else is wrong. Who said? Okay, I'm just gonna block you because. It's you're being a fucking moron. Did I say everybody else is wrong? Who's everybody else? Do you represent everybody? Just playing. So so you're doing the just joking, bro. Okay, fuck you.
Spinal flexing, I believe it is spinal flexion techniques. You see, sorry about that, guys. Yeah.
Now they're saying we. Are you more than one person?
Speaking of spinal,
no, I hate it when people say something dumb and then say it's just a joke to get out of being dumb. I hate that when someone puts out nebulous comments so they can easily fall back on just a joke. I don't find that amusing. It's not a joke. It's something you wanted to say, but you want to be able to easily walk away from it if people don't react to it the way you wanted them to.
I've been going pretty hard today. I can tell I'm feeling it a little bit in my back. I may be going a little bit too hard, but the thing is basically this, bro. we are taught all our lives that, you can't bend down to pick up things, which, you do want to be careful with, obviously, because the spine is more sensitive than, say, your arm.
It's not just your spine, it's the muscles in your back. You don't want to strain the muscles in your back.
Your fucking, wrist or whatever. It has a bunch of columns, but the thing is, you can make those columns, that each vertebrae.
So when you do a joke and it's only funny to you, it's not really a good joke. Like, if the joke is literally only to amuse yourself, I mean, I guess maybe that's a good joke for narcissists.
Really strong by slowly building up the weight. And that, my friends, is how you get a master deadlifter. Master squatter is having a really strong back, and there is a way to do that. It should be said as well, I mean, Nordic curls are also good. I don't really do those myself, but that is another position where you're like bending your back. But what I'm talking about is basically bending forward. So I just never really thought of that. You know how, like, okay, you could just slowly progress to get your back, to get your spine really strong doing bent over movements. Because, I mean, bro, I gotta be honest again, a lot of these fitness influencers don't know shit. Because I didn't even hear
You are
of
a fitness influencer. You are, right? You say you are.
Jefferson curl until fucking like the other day, bro. And I've been following, shit for almost 5 years now. You really got to do your own research, guys. You know what I mean? There's a lot of fakes on here, a lot of phonies, fucking phony balonies. You know what I mean? Just, they're all, a lot of them, bro, are just a gimmick. Either that or they're just like, booby streamers or whatever, trying to get views through being sexy.
No. See, here's the thing. I get shit all the time for, like, not just going along with everything and, like, actually having my own opinions. And because I refuse to have extreme opinions and I'm more on the fence about certain things, but if I don't go along with the other opinion, I'm, like, deemed a hater. I think it's dumb. I just don't. I don't really get it. I don't really think it's funny, but if you think it's funny,
And
that's
stupid,
fine.
corny shit like that.
And now you're doing the you mad, bro?
There's some, ooh, lordy, there's some curvy ones, bro. They're not afraid to show it all, son. And even on YouTube, man, it's so sad how these women have no shame at all. And yet they get triggered when a man is looking at them in the gym. Isn't that funny? The hypocrisy of these females, but we'll save that incel rant for another day. But there you guys go. Just my tip for the day.
Because, like, the other night, I'm like, Cobra could have bullied somebody. People who were bullied sometimes bully other people. I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. That was my take on it. Billy was like, oh, I've never seen anything that showed he bullied someone, therefore he didn't. Do you understand the difference between these two positions? Like, mine is, I don't know if he did or not. He's perfectly capable of doing it, but I've never seen him do it, so I don't know. I'm neutral. And Billy was like, he hasn't. He hasn't done it because I haven't seen proof that he has. So my position was, maybe he did, maybe he didn't. And Billy was, he absolutely didn't do it because I didn't see that he did it. So mine is based on a broad possibility type thing, and his is based on his personal experience. Whether or not he personally saw it is whether or not it happened, in his opinion. There's a difference there. My position is neutral. Until I see information, I don't assume one way or the other.
Because we're our fitness channel now, so I'm going to try to throw in at least 1 or 2 tips per week, you know what I mean? At least until I get my webcam, then I can actually do exercises in my backyard for y'all, so
I believe, I couldn't remember it at the time, but I believe that Josh did tell some stories about when he was younger that he did bully somebody. but I don't have like the footage, but I'm pretty sure he's admitted to that in the past, and other people were bringing it up, but I didn't know. I didn't know it well enough, and when you're live, you don't want to like grind to a screeching halt and to like look up some random shit. But I remember watching a documentary, I think that Bite Size made, where he might have chronicled that. Someone went through like the whole story of Cobra's life, and started like at the beginning and all of that. I believe that he admitted to it, but I don't remember where that had came from. So again, I'm doing the thing where I'm neutral. I remember hearing it, but I don't remember in what context and who exactly delivered the message and how they came to that. So I'm not going to be like, oh, therefore I know for sure that he did. But I could have sworn it was something that was when he was a kid. And that whole Reddit post said that when they were a kid, Josh bullied them. So I don't know.
That's pretty much what I got for today, man. I didn't really explain elephant walks, but it's basically just bending down and then rotating, like lifting up one leg at a time, bending down all the way. So you're basically, your face is in your crotchal regions.
So like I'm starting to lift weights that are pretty heavy. And when I mostly use dumbbells, and when I pick up my dumbbells, if they're on the floor, I squat down and grab them and then lift my legs. I don't ever use my back to lift. I don't bend. It's not like I'm bending over and picking up, my shoes off the floor. Anything that's pretty heavy, you don't want to like lift with your back. Lower back problems are very common.
There are techniques you can look up for that. I don't feel like my setup I'm in would be perfect for, doing.
Yeah. So, if you meant it just to joke with me, that's fine. I'm not actually mad. I do get irritated though, because it's like constant. Like nobody's everyone talks trash, but then they claim it's not genuine, but it's like constant. It's like constant, like either it's bad faith or it's actually malicious. Like either you're just arguing a dumb argument in bad faith, and then it's like, what am I supposed to do? Like, am I supposed to... I don't want to do a bit. I'd rather just be genuinely who I am. So I'm faced with either like doing a bit that I don't want to do, where I pretend that you're actually arguing with me in good faith, or I look like an asshole arguing back with something I genuinely believe is dumb. I'm always put in this weird double bind where I'm like forced to go along with a running gag that I don't really want to do, or I have to like be genuine with someone who's not being genuine with me.
A lot of technique videos, so check that out too, bro, because I gotta say, man, training your spine, dude, is gotta be one of the most underrated things in bodybuilding, at least in my opinion, bro. Aside from like grip strength, dude, I mean, really, that is, if I could quote the great Eric Bugenhagen, that is a golden tidbit, a golden nugget, my friends. Which I gotta say, I'm surprised I haven't heard Eric talk about Jefferson curls or anything. But you know what, man? Like, I give it to the guy. He's really strong. But I don't see him as much of like a bodybuilder. I see him as kind of more of a power lifter, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's just I know he doesn't really believe in like isolation. At least, not as much as I would. Let's just say that. I mean, of course, I've seen him use dumbbells before, but he's not much of a sculptor. We'll just say that, bro. I do love the guy, though, and I do wish him well.
I like how Jared almost acts like he's a bodybuilder critic, like he does a critique on bodybuilders.
It's just, dude, I'm telling you guys, man, you know, I was watching Rich Piano yesterday because I like to watch his videos. He's my favorite person of all time. And, I mean, the guy's arms were fucking huge, bro. And you can't tell me that was just steroids, because there's a ton of people who are on tons of steroids. That guy, man, I'm telling you, he's sculpted like fucking Da Vinci, bro. Little saying of mine. I mean, he put in so much work, and it showed, bro. I don't remember how big his fucking arms were, but I mean, literally twice the size of mine and many other people's. I mean, they were mammoth arms, bro. So basically what I'm trying to say, guys, is just think for yourself, you know, isolate the fuck out of your shit, spend a lot of time, bro, 2 to 3 hours a day, whatever it takes, man. You know, again, I'm quoting the great Rich Piana, whatever it fucking takes, dude, do it. Because I know there's a lot of people on YouTube who make it seem like they're peak performance, but they're not. You can get way bigger than most of these fucking clowns on here. I'm just gonna be honest with you. A lot of these clowns don't even isolate much. You know, a lot of them are just the fucking powerlifter types, which...
If you think it's the contrarian thing is a shtick, you're sorely mistaken. It's not a shtick. It's not a shtick when it happens every time.
How long until Jared calls the guy he's talking about a fake bodybuilder?
He will. He in Jared's world, he's the only real bodybuilder. Like, something can't be a bit if that's all you do. Like, if all you ever do is pretend to disagree for the sake of disagreeing, it's no longer a bit. It's actually who you are. Like, a bit is a bit. It's something that happens from time to time. It's not like you're, like, all you do, right? And when you're the other person being genuine, you get caught in between, like the person I'm talking to right now is their arguments are being made in bad faith to the point where, like, even if you make a good point, they will devolve into the realm of nonsense just to keep arguing their position. So it's not even a real discussion. It's score points, and then, like, start manipulating the bounds of reality to keep making your point. It's not. It's just, I'm not interested in doing that. I'm not interested in doing that.
Listen, man, if you're into that shit, more power to you. But you're only going to get so big as a power lifter, okay? The science is there, guys, you know. You can judge me if you want as just a fucking, you know, weird guy in his bedroom with fucking posters or whatever, but the science is fucking there. I think a lot of y'all just don't want to admit it because you don't want to admit...
I don't care if it's a bit, don't care if it's a troll, don't care what you want to call it. It's not fun for me to do.
People out there doing better than you.
I don't like doing it.
And honestly, I just kind of find it sad.
Nobody else, everyone else can watch it, but you're not the one on the other side of that, and, like, where it's, like, constantly happening. It's, like, never, like, it's not just something that happens every now and then. It's like a constant barrage, and it's I no matter how I react to it, there's really no right way to react to it.
Or, excuse me, I find that kind of sad. Sorry, guys, this apple cider, bro, it got me a little bit in a bit of a fucking, I don't know, bro. A little bit fucking high, bro. I'm telling you, man, maybe there's something in it. But anyways, guys, it's my video for today, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
All right. So let's check out... And that was just the typical Jared nonsense right there. Let's check out Cobra since we were talking about him so much.
What up, YouTube? We got a drink combo for you. Bought me a fresh bottle of this good stuff, but I'm not going to drink it all in one sitting because I don't want to get blackout drunk.
Good plan.
I'm tired of that shit. Tired of losing my damn temper. So I'm going to have maybe 2 drinks, and then I'm going to save the rest for after 5 o'clock, and then maybe have like 2 more drinks, and then after that, We'll save the rest for like New Year's, because it's New Year's weekend. So I want to say cheers to my awesome neighbors and all my awesome fans, and yeah, my family and friends. So I popped into Naked and Laughing's live.
I've considered it, and this is the last time I'm going to address this. It's not more entertaining. Like, contrarianism, constant contrarianism isn't more entertaining, and we don't sit there silently. We talk about I do all kinds of streams with all kinds of people, and they don't constantly play the contrarian, and we still discuss things, and we disagree when we genuinely disagree, and we agree when we agree organically, and it can be entertaining. I think it's less entertaining when it's forced and it's not voluntary and it derails the actual point of why we're even discussing this stuff. It becomes like a weird facade of something instead of what it's actually supposed to be. So yeah, I've considered it. That's not the case. Yeah, so that's how it is.
Stream last night. She was getting a little drunk, and I thought,
I stream with all kinds of people, and most of them do not do that.
oh, that's adorable. We got some rain, storm, clean energy, peach nectarine.
Yes, I am balding, but not as quick as Cobra. Like, I'm 10 years older than him. And, I mean, if he likes the way he looks, he can keep his hair the way it is. But yeah, it looks bad to most people.
I'm down to meet her, but let's see how it goes, you know? Fucking take our time, get to know each other. I'm not in a rush.
See, yeah, he's doing the like, yeah, well, we'll see. See, before he was like, oh, this fangirl wants to come visit me. And the same thing happened with Gucci's. He self-sabotages. He doesn't actually want a relationship. He probably wants to get laid, but all the footwork that it takes to get there, he doesn't want to do that. That's kind of what it seems like.
Oh, that is tasty right there. And some bush peach light to top it off. What's really irritating about the whole fucking situation is a lot of people are trying to rush that relationship between me and her, / harassing her with stupid comments. Like, we cannot stand it that a chick actually wants to bang Cobra.
So Gucci's didn't happen in part because she went back to Washington, but I mean, Cobra still probably would have found a way to sabotage
Oh
it.
my god, that disgusting, toothless, bald, fat, retard piece of shit, ugly ass motherfucker. How is it that this dude that I hate is getting more chicks than I am? Because I don't spend all day fucking hating on my YouTube trolls.
So yeah, back to that passive-aggressive question that person asked me. I don't sit there silent. And I don't think doing this constant shtick of this, if you want to call it a shtick or a bit, if you want to call it that, I don't think sometimes dead air is better than certain things. But we don't normally have dead air, and I stream with people all the time who don't do that, and we don't have dead air. So it's like it's an organic conversation where sometimes we're in agreement and sometimes there's disagreements. Like me and Jeff have had disagreements, but they're real. They're not like ones that we fabricate just to like have something to argue with. No, I don't have any guests. It's just me.
That's a tasty drink combo. A little bit of Jack Daniels, a little bit of Busch Peach Light, some of that peach nectarine energy drink. That is delightful. And Happy New Year's.
Jeff gets drunk and argues, and it was passionate. But then it just kind of like that spiraled into ridiculousness, like with the people in the woods and all that stuff. That all spawned from me just trying to be like. It spawned from me just asking whose burger you like better. But then it became like, oh, it's too expensive. I'm like, well, I'm not asking about the price. I'm just asking about whose burger tastes the best, and that's where it came from.
No.
King Beard X is actually scheduled to be on DP. You should really check the calendar, guys, because you can see the near future and who's going to be on what show. And King Beard, where is he? Where do I have him scheduled? December. On the 15th, January 15th, I have PIMPMUNK King Beard scheduled.
I'm tired of it, dude.
I do the schedule like 1 to 2 months in advance now.
My YouTube trolls are the evilest pieces of shit.
Yep, and it's as easy as going to drunkenpeasants.com/calendar. You can go there.
And both me and her have expressed to each other that we're worried about people ruining it for us. I'm like, so don't let it. You know? Get to know each other and see where it goes. After 6 years of not having a girlfriend, I'm really not in a rush to date.
There you go. He's already laying the groundwork to get out of this. So just think about that. And by the way, please like the stream if you haven't already.
You know, you learn to be independent. Because, yeah, from my standpoint, women who see men who are in a rush to get laid are just like, you know what I'm saying? So I've always taken that approach, which is playing it cool and casual and rocking my soap, man. Love my tactical soap, coupon code King Cobra. Listen, you want to smell sexy for the ladies. Shampoo is better because it goes on first. No, conditioner is better. It makes the hair silky smooth. No, tactical soap is best. It makes you smell sexy for the ladies.
By the way, I went back to Master Grimm's comment saying that Jeff is the most disingenuous person we have on. No, that's not true. And he says, even you know this, Ben. What the fuck are you talking about? He's not... I don't know this. I don't say he's disingenuous, so why would I say that? Yeah. Oh, you know this, Ben. Are you just like you've made 2 comments in this stream. It's cool now because YouTube shows me like people's comments they've made on this channel, like the last several comments they've made. They've only ever made 2 comments on this channel, and the one is like because dead air, it's entertaining to fill dead air with stuff. That and then Jeff is disingenuous. Prove it. And why? And prove that I knew that.
So start New Year's off right, man, by smelling better for the ladies. Check out Tactical Soap and all their amazing products. I'm a proud affiliate. Coupon code King Cobra. But while watching the live stream last night, I was watching her get drunk and smoke weed, and I was like, oh, your state's legal. Lucky.
It's not just okay, yeah, you're autistic and you don't have a problem finding sex partners. Do you brush your teeth? Do you wash your clothes? Like hygiene is important too. Like you can have an attractive personality, but when you got bad breath from rotting teeth and smoking cigarettes all the time, there's not too many girls that are going to want to make out with you. That's something. Like nasty bad breath is going to make women not want to make out with you. I mean, that's pretty basic.
That is delightful.
And if you never brush your teeth and you smoke, there's no way you don't have bad breath.
But she made a comment that I'd like to address.
Oh, here we go.
When Naked and Laughing was getting drunk, and I quote, she said, Cobra, I want to be your little 50s housewife and cook for you. Basically a trad wife.
But I hope I'm wrong. I hope it seems like he's already trying to sabotage it, but maybe actually, who knows? Maybe this woman isn't good for him. I don't know anything about her. I watched like 2 seconds of her stream and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. She might just be clout chasing. She might not be genuine about actually wanting a relationship with him.
Like, you don't got to do that, honey. It's 2024 almost. Women can do whatever they want. And men can just kiss their cunt if they don't like it. And she's like, no, but I want to. And I'm like, that's cool. I'm the kind of guy that likes to cook for girls that I'm dating. I make a wicked, delicious chicken Alfredo, dude. You've seen that bacon, white wine chicken Alfredo that I make. It's on my YouTube channel. I'm like, hey, man, if she wants to be a...
Yes, he overshares on social media, too. This whole thing where, like, oh, Cobra gets someone new in his life, and then the trolls find out about it and ruin it. How did they find out about it? Because he talks about it in his stream. He gives out people's real names. He'll stream from their house. He should... the oversharing is a big part of it. I don't think he should give up streaming because he's making more money doing that than he could at any other job he could get right now. So he shouldn't give up that, but he should probably he should not use people's full real names, and he shouldn't turn it into content. That's the only reason. I know who Ellen Knight is because he's given out her name. I know, what was the other one's name? Alicia Rhodey. I wonder how many weird messages Alicia Rhodey has gotten. Yes, he should not be giving the trolls the names of women he's interested in. He can do his drinking and he can do his rants on gender relations or whatever, but if he has a person in his life that he's interested in, he should not mention them.
Total 50s housewife, and we end up getting married or whatever. Who am I to say anything?
I don't like calling him stupid. I don't like using that word. I guess mainly because it's like an insult. I think he's gullible. Probably a better word to use. He's easily manipulated. Daft is not a word we use in the US, but yes. And by the way, Happy New Year, Saudi Arabia. Woo! I'm going to celebrate. Since you guys can't drink there, I'm going to have a drink in your honor. And I'm also going to draw a photo, realistic depiction of your prophet. No, I'm not. Do you guys remember that? The Draw Muhammad Day thing? I am not going to get blackout drunk. I have been blackout drunk during a few streams, but my first blackout stream was the DP episode where it was my birthday. The first one. It was my 33rd birthday. So it was like in May of 2014. Go back to that one. That was before we were on camera or anything. I think Dusty and G-Man might have been on that one. I can't remember. I got super blackout drunk. Yes, I was blackout drunk during the Kid Wizard thing. But that was funny. It was funny. Yeah, there's like, think about how many streams I've done, like thousands now, couple thousand. And I would say maybe like 15 of them I've probably been blackout, especially those early days where like the whole gimmick of the show was like, we're drunk during the show. That was kind of the beginning, like the early days, that was kind of our gimmick. Like we'd drink during the show. I'd buy all this fancy beer and we would drink beer during the show. I remember when you threw up on the carpet. What carpet? I've never thrown up on the carpet. That wasn't me. I've thrown up on the floor in here. There's no carpet. There was an episode, was it episode 307? I threw up in that one, but I threw up into a sink because we had like a little kitchen off to the side of where we were streaming. So I threw up in a sink there. Oh, you're talking about TJ was dating somebody. I think this is what you're talking about. TJ was dating somebody and he brought them over to watch the podcast and they were sitting in the room with us, but they weren't on camera and they were drinking liquor. They were drinking like Jack Daniels and then just randomly they just started like spewing all over the floor and we had to like hurry to clean it up. There was like a trail from like the studio into the bathroom of just like projectile vomit. I think that's what you're referring to. I've actually never puked on carpet during the show. I've puked on the floor here because there's no carpet. But yeah, I think that's what you're talking about. Yeah, TJ was like dating this person that it was like a new relationship and he brought them over and they were like drunk and was doing like Jack Daniels shots. Has Space Punk puppy puked on the floor? Sure. Dogs puke fairly regularly. So yeah, she pukes these little pukes. They're easy to clean up.
But if this chick is seriously legit, dude, you know how many fucking guys right now that are single and sexually frustrated who hate my guts see this chick going nuts over me and it's like, oh, how come Cobra gets all the chicks?
If I puke,
I'm not afraid to be myself.
I'm not a regular puker. It usually has to be like booze. It's usually a combination of liquor and weed that'll make the room spin for me. But that's why the blackouts happen. Because if I had puked, I wouldn't be blacking out.
I'm generally a sweet guy, even though I can be an asshole when I'm pushed to it, and I keep it real and I tell it like it is. And I respect women, even if they don't respect me, because, you know, the saying goes, be the bigger man. It should be the bigger person, but, you know, how society in today's society hates men. Unless, of course, you're gay, black, trans, non-binary. Like, basically, if you're a cisgendered, straight, white male, you're seen as poison in our society. And I'm like, that political popular opinion, I'm telling you. This is why I preach power to the people, because we are stronger in numbers, YouTube. If we're so divided on who we are as people, well, you're black. Yeah, well, you're white. Yeah, well, you're trans. Yeah, well, you're cisgendered. Actually, I prefer the term biologically gendered, you bigot. Quit assuming my pronouns. Here's something to think about, YouTube. Speaking of the trans individuals.
He shouldn't even be like, this is such, he tap dances into this minefield all the time. He should, this is another thing that he should, I wish he could improve on, like, knowing what he probably should not talk about.
Whenever you see someone getting their fucking ass kicked because they're transgender, because some bigoted asshole doesn't like trans people, it's fucking horrible. Rightfully so, yes? They're going, hey man, why don't you pick on someone your own gender, you fucking bigot? But the second we see a transgendered athlete beating the shit out of a cisgendered woman in sports, clearly having the upper hand because of testosterone usage or having testosterone over the years, it's equality. And they're not doing it because they're cisgender. They're doing it because it's transgendered athletics. I'm like, wait a minute. It's not okay to...
Oh my God. Cobes has said multiple transphobic things. It's just usually the Cobra Clippers, like Boglum Chronicles, and the others will usually cut that part out because they don't want it in their video. So he's definitely said things that could be interpreted as transphobic before. Definitely. Whether it's pure hatred or if it's actually just ignorance, it's probably just ignorance. Think about where he lives, you know, what he's grown up around, and then just him being not fully socially developed.
Hit woman unless you're trans, right?
I don't know if it's actually malicious. I think it's more ignorance than anything.
I'm busting boobs and balls. Calm down. Dark jokes aside, I would never hit a woman unless she had a gun to my head. You know, it's just how I feel about that. So my solution is give the trans people their own sports leagues.
Here's the problem with that. Trans people are such a small amount of the population. Are you going to find enough trans athletes to fill an entire sports league for every type of sport? I don't know about that. I don't know if that's possible.
No, it's the fucking truth.
He's basically calling for, like, the Negro leagues of trans people. He wants like a segregated trans sports league.
You know, like the way I see it, as long as you ain't a sicko inhuman piece of shit, you should have equality to everyone else.
As long as you're not a sicko. The implication there, it can be taken a few different ways. The way he positions that is probably not the healthiest way.
Long ass, you know. And one of my fans ordered a wand. I got their address saved on my phone, which will appear on my new phone when I transfer the SIM card. So I'm not worried about that. They requested a purple wand because...
It's crazy that his last several phones were literally intentionally busted by him. Like, his last 3 phones were broken in, like, a fit of rage.
Well, their wife's birthday's coming up. And they sent me $100+ to my Cash App. And I don't do custom orders like that. Normally I just make a couple and sell them on Etsy. But on occasion I'll do a commissioned order on occasion. And not very often because I have so many people that want wands. So, you know, and I'm not complaining because, yeah, I make some badass wands. And I got it carved out earlier before starting this video and having my drink combo. And the first one I messed up on, it snapped. And I'm like, what do you do? I stayed calm and I carved out a second one. The second one looks beautiful. It's going to have a black handle with a purple blade. And it'll have a marble inside the handle with like a little bit of black leather around the black handle. It'll look slick. The trolls told me to get a real fucking job just so they can scare me off from every job I get and then look down their nose at me for doing what I love doing for my job. I'm a famous YouTuber who makes magic wands. You can't beat that.
It sounds cool.
Like, look, it's the autistic Harry Potter. Did Lily Potter have a little bit too much of Madame Rose Murta's mead when she was pregnant with Harry in her belly? Expecto Patronum. I'm sorry, that's not funny. It's making fun of myself.
Making fun of myself.
My new phone's not going to get here till the 3rd, so it is what it is. I'm not too tripped out about it. I'm trying to get a... How much do I need?
I think one thing more important than cutting his hair, which a lot of people think he should do, I mean, that whatever, I do think he should stop wearing the same clothes every day. I just...
I gotta find a way to make $268 real quick.
Let me guess, that's how much your account is in the negative.
I'm not done doing my holiday shopping. I'm glad Christmas is over. It went a lot smoother than last year.
Yeah, it's anything outside of jail is smoother.
Although I made a subconscious effort to monitor my drinking and only have 3 at Christmas dinner, and I still got shit for it. Admittedly, because I overreacted, and I assumed they were attacking me verbally, and when I assume that, then I just go off, and then that just makes them go off, so I need to work on that. But I've apologized and I've learned from my mistakes. All I can do is move on. But Christmas is like a very stressful time of year for me, and I fucking hate the holidays.
I hear a whiny puppy. 1 second.
She's like, oh, hey, Cobra's got a chick that legitimately wants to be with him. I can't stand it.
Had to bring the puppy in.
Every time in the past, I've had a fangirl, and I quote, go on social media and be like, yeah, I want to visit Cobra and Casper and hang out with them. 95 to 98% of them get scared off because my YouTube trolls can't stand it.
How do they find out about it, though?
People are obsessed with trying to make my life as miserable as possible because your life is miserable. And if I don't respond to the trolling comments in the chat and just block their fucking accounts, they get nothing. They literally wasted their time to create a bullshit account with a dumb fucking YouTube name, and it gets blocked. So they gotta come up with another clever name to fuck with me, and it's like, Jesus Christ, people, get a life. But I'm impersonating Kelly Osbourne, Ozzy's daughter, in chat and saying some bullshit about me. That was too far, dude. Too fucking
Too
far.
far, because obviously people were going to think that was the real Ozzy Osbourne's daughter.
I didn't even respond to her. I'm not going to acknowledge what the fuck they said. And it's like, okay, if you're going to bully Cobra, leave Ozzy and his family the fuck out of it. Ozzy Osbourne gets enough fucking hatred as it is. He doesn't need more of it because my trolls are fucking assholes. All the fake death hoax. I was like, he's not dead yet, people. Calm the fuck down.
He's not dead yet.
That's not a half-bad drink combination. Bush Peach Light. Now, my New Year's resolution is just going to be to keep making my wands, keep making my music and my videos, and keep doing my thing, and keep cutting down on my drinking. And
So okay, you didn't keep it, like you have not cut down on it. See, he believes he has cut down on it, but he has not. Okay, let's be realistic.
Working on my temper. I've been bullied my entire life, and people go out of their way to fuck with me. So then when people do certain things out of concern, I don't see it as, we're concerned, Josh. I see it as, quit fucking with me, asshole. And I need to work on that. You know? I love my family. They're very supportive, and they put up with a lot because it's Josh. And cheers to this bitchin' apartment that I have. I love it. My YouTube trolls got me kicked out of my old apartment. They pretended to be my neighbors at my old apartment and submitted false neighbor complaints. And my last landlord kicked me out, terminated my lease. I appreciate her not evicting me, kind of thing. And my trolls are sitting there laughing it up, like, "Oh my god, we got."
Yeah, they did him a solid so he wouldn't have an eviction on his record, so they terminated the lease, but he didn't have the option to stay. It just isn't on his record as an eviction, which is, I mean, like, having an eviction on your record is really bad if you plan on continuing to rent.
Cobra kicked out of his old place. This is hilarious. Ha! He'll have to move in with his father and or be put in a fucking group home. And then I got into this apartment and I'm like, I'm back. So thanks to my YouTube trolls, I want to say thank you for doing that because I got into a much bigger and much better apartment where I got more support.
It is true. This apartment does look better than the one he had before, and it looked like that one was like a studio apartment. It looked like the bedroom and the living room were the same room, basically.
Happy New Year's weekend. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve. The countdown to 2024. So if you get drunk, be safe. Don't drive and get, you know what I'm saying?
He didn't thrive in Job Corps. He got kicked out of Job Corps, and he flunked out of every trade they tried to teach him in Job Corps. According to the documentary I watched, he got into Job Corps. He was trying to do like auto repair or whatever. He flunked out of that. He tried to do like bricklaying. He flunked out of that. I don't remember where he ended up being eventually, and then he got kicked out for smoking weed.
Don't be drinking and driving. Fuck that noise.
He thrived, like, I guess socially because he found a girlfriend and stuff, but like at Job Corps, as you know, the purpose of Job Corps to get training in some kind of trade, they kept having to move him to like easier jobs because he couldn't handle the more complex ones.
It's a new year. I'll tell you what I'm getting tired of. People calling the cops on me.
Yeah, that should never happen. I'm unbelievably against the cops being called at all for him. It's dangerous.
You know? It's like, dude, leave Cobra the fuck alone. And quit wasting the cops' time to bully an autistic.
Yeah, the people that called the cops saying he was belligerent drunk waving a gun around, they were trying to they at least accepted that he might get killed from that call, if not outright wanting the cops to kill him when they showed up. It's not funny. It's not a funny prank. You're putting someone's life in danger. You're putting the cops. You're forcing the cops to walk into a scenario where they have an elevated threat level.
Look, that's the thing of it. I don't call the cops on anyone unless they ask me to, unless it's a super serious emergency. Because I don't like the thought of wasting their time. They got a job to do, and they don't want to deal with stupid shit.
think I'm gonna download.
What's crazy about naked?
I think I'm gonna download Bite Size Cobra's video series, which is it's the origin of King Cobra. It's a I think 4-part series, maybe 3. Very well researched. I'm gonna download them right now, and I'll probably end up watching them during this stream. They cover his early life, and then they go into the Job Corps days and basically everything. You even get to see pictures of like what Alicia Rhodey looks like. She is a Casper 10. Absolutely.
And laughing. She can stream for like 9-10 hours at a time, nonstop, per video. And I think that's awesome and crazy at the same time. Not necessarily crazy in a bad way. Because if I do like a 4-hour live stream, I run out of shit to say, and I'm like, well, shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm down for her to come to Casper, but like, let's get to know each other, get the money saved up.
See, he already has cold feet right now. He already has cold feet on this. He'll talk a big game, but then once it's about to be reality, he's already pumping the brakes on this one.
But when she talked about like her little tiff while drinking, and people would comment like, "You're just like Cobra when you lose your shit." No, she's not. From what I saw on the stream last night, she didn't really like, start like, I would say I'm worse, and I need to work on that.
Sometimes he has moments of realization and he knows what he needs to do. Acting on what he needs to do is tough, but that's true for most people. It's easy to know what the right thing is. It's harder to make a plan to change and then act on it. And when you decide to act on it, it's a lot easier to start than it is to keep it going.
I'll continue to work on that.
Yeah. I loaded up the entire 5-part Cobra origin series. That way we can watch some of that later. Everyone, this is the first time I'm mentioning this during the stream. If you guys want to help support me and all my other projects, there's a link right there at the top of the chat. If you want to click on that, send me a couple bucks. Help me get somewhere a little closer to this goal. The end of the month is coming up, which a lot of crazy expenses happen all at once. If you can throw me a $5, it adds up. Like if 10 of you send me a $5, it adds up. No, it wasn't. Well, Adderall is meth. So if he was on like Adderall or Ritalin, technically it's meth. It's just prescription meth given to you by a doctor.
I'm not trying to pressure him, guys. Come on. Hey, Cobra, you want to have my baby? It's like, let me build my clock tower dream house.
Did they say, Cobra, you want to have my baby? Hold on. So they were offering for Cobra to give birth to the baby? Is that the way he said that? shit.
I'm not trying to pressure him, guys. Come on. Hey, Cobra, you want to have my baby? It's like...
That's not how it works. You would not be the one having the baby. It would be, you don't want me, like if it was a woman saying it to you, it would be, you don't want me to have your baby. You've got it mixed up.
Let me build my
But I don't think anyone's saying that.
clock tower dream house and win the lottery first. And we'll...
See, Cobra puts these impossible benchmarks before other perfectly attainable goals happen. So before Cobra settles down in a relationship, he's got to win the lottery and build a clock tower dream house first. And I mean, you could buy 100 lottery tickets every time there's a new lottery drawing and never win it. The odds are so low. You know, if you buy 3 lottery tickets for a lotto drawing, you tripled your nearly impossible odds of winning. Like,
talk.
Yeah, you have to find Puff. You got to win the lottery. You got to build the clock tower dream house. Then he'll let what's-her-face blow him. But all those other things gotta come to pass first.
I can tell that Naked and Laughing has severe ADHD.
Everyone like the stream, by the way, too, if you can. You know, I notice my likes aren't updating, like, anymore. I have to refresh my browser to see if I gotten any new likes, which I used to watch the likes literally go up on their own, but I have to keep refreshing now. I wonder if that's only me. Maybe I need a browser update.
And there ain't nothing wrong with it. We're all uniquely different. She seems like a cool enough chick, you know what I'm saying? I'd love to get to know her, see where it goes.
He keeps saying that. Where it'll go is most likely he'll never see her in person and he'll end up, like, not talking to her anymore eventually.
You know? But after, like, 6 years of not having anyone, I don't mind waiting patiently.
What does she look like? Is she okay? So I would say Stephanie way better looking than Gothy. Like if I'm just judging them, like just them, Stephanie way better looking than Gothy. This woman, she's not ugly. She looks older. I'm thinking maybe she might be like late 40s. She looks older. Maybe she's not though. But to me, she looks older. She looks maybe like mid to late 40s. But maybe I'm wrong. And she's not, I mean, she's okay. Gothy is at the, like, I would put her like below Stephanie, but like above Gothy. But she might not even really want him. She might just be doing this for the clout. Like, he's getting more popular than ever before. You know, he's getting more attention than ever before. I'm starting, you know, we've been covering Cobra over on DP for years, and putting him in the thumbnail used to not do anything. But now if I put Cobra in the thumbnail, there's a bunch of people that come by to watch because we have Cobra in the thumbnail. So he's getting more attention, and there's going to be more clout chasers. Attention is a valuable commodity to many people.
The shit that my trolls have been doing to me over the years, YouTube, should be illegal.
And I noticed the other night she was streaming, and I ended up in her stream. She was getting higher than usual views and attention. And Cobra was in her chat too. So, but maybe she does like him. I don't know. She doesn't seem She doesn't seem to have any type of like social issues. She doesn't seem to be autistic or anything like that. He said severe ADHD. I don't know how you could know that. She seemed pretty mentally put together to me.
YouTube trolls have cyber stalked me, revenge porned my ass. As soon as they find out where I live or which job I have, they go out of their fucking...
How did they get the porn? That, like, revenge porn is wrong, but how'd they get it? It's because you should not be sending nudes to rando people who you don't know who they are, and they're pretending to be like a hot chick. The whole, like, picture of King Cobra's butthole where he's, like, spreading his butthole for the camera. He literally thought a woman would ask a man to, like, spread their asshole and take a picture of it. Now, nothing is absolute. And, of course, maybe there are some women that would get turned on by that. But most women would not get turned on by a man spreading his butthole for her. So a troll tricked him into thinking they were like a hot chick that wanted to see his butthole. So he took a butthole picture, and now there's a butthole picture of his everywhere. And I remember when that started getting leaked because I joined Crystal Roberts' Discord. And Cobra had his own channel in there that, like, Cobra would post stuff. And someone kept posting the picture of his butthole in there. And when I was on the stream with Crystal and Cobra, Crystal was like, I don't even know what my butthole looks like. I would never ask a guy to send me a picture of his. And she was like, Josh, that person was probably not a woman that, or at least not a woman that's interested in you. They were doing it to get a picture of your butthole to embarrass you. And he's like, oh, yeah, I guess so.
Way to fuck with me, dude. And that's why I win, because I do not physically go out of my way to fuck with my trolls. I could give a shit. To be honest, I'd rather write music, come up with drink combos, listen to Ozzy, fucking shred some guitar, you know. Imagine saying to yourself, I'm going to win against Cobra. How are you going to do that? I'm going to impersonate his father on YouTube. While naked and laughing's going on.
You're not even the real Clint Saunders.
I'm going to impersonate BC Rich Guitars.
No one thinks it's the real BC Rich Guitars. Like, the company BC Rich Guitars is not going to, like, pop into a live stream.
Because that's one of Cobra's favorite guitar companies.
Great guitar company, by the way. Amazing guitar company.
I'm going to impersonate Carl. Fucking stupid, dude.
Honestly, all the Cobra shit lately has made me want to buy a BC Rich.
But congratulations. My YouTube trolls are more annoying than Carl Odegaard. Congratulations.
I don't know who that is. Can someone tell me who that is? Carl Odegaard. I had a BC Rich Warlock like the one Cobra has when I was a teenager. I was like, me and Cobra aren't in many ways. Me and Cobra are similar. That's why when me and him had a conversation, we got along. When I know someone is giving me genuinely who they are, and they're willing to engage with me on this level that is honest and it's like it's a real conversation. Kind of like go watch the stream I did with Gail last week. Like Gail's shit is batshit crazy, but I know in her heart of hearts she believes in all of that stuff that she's saying. And engaging with that is so easy because it's a very natural, real conversation. And that's what makes the best content. But yeah. Cobra, like me and Cobra have a lot in common in many ways. Like me and him, I was a sexy goth bad boy when I was younger. Oh my God, Mockingbird. Yeah, I was just going to say, Satan, Mockingbird is my favorite type of BC Rich guitar. I had the Warlock, let's see. Here's the Beast. I think this guitar is kind of ugly, where like the BC Rich Legacy Perfect 10, it's, God, guitars are so expensive now. They used to be way cheaper than they are now. Like some of these guitars would have been like $500, $600. Now they're like $1,300. It's crazy. But yeah, the tuning keys are down on the bottom of this one. Yeah, Mockingbirds are beautiful. Oh my God, what a beautiful guitar. Ah, dude. I saw a clear-bodied one that looked really cool a second ago. Yeah, any guitars under $1,000, guys? Holy shit, I just saw a $7,000 guitar. I gotta go back. What the fuck is that? Where is it? This one. The BC Rich B10 Supreme. It costs as much as a used car. You know? Like, it's almost $8,000. Holy shit. It's a cool guitar, but Jesus Christ, man. That is so expensive for a guitar. Like, for me, $1,300 is expensive for a guitar. So for it to be like, you know, $7,500, that's just insane. Gunslinger Legacy with Floyd Rose. This is, oh, look at Chuck USA. This guitar's ugly to me. This is the most expensive one we've seen so far. It's almost $9,000, and you know, after taxes, it's going to be almost $10,000. My guitar is worth around like $4,000, but when I bought it, it was like $1,700. My main guitar that's like I keep safe. Wow, look at this one. $11,000. That's just too much. I guess if you're a professional musician and you make a ton of money doing it, then buy the best guitar money can buy, you know? If you're raking in the money and you need this guitar, this $11,000 guitar, which you know by taxes it's going to, depending on where you buy it too. Like here we have, I think it's like a 12% sales tax. You're paying so much more. I have not seen one guitar under $1,000 on here. Do they only sell guitars? Because I bought a BC Rich forever ago. It got banged up because it was like my backup guitar. I bought a BC Rich for like $200, but that was back in like, you know, 98 or something. Do they not sell those anymore?
Congratulations. Slow clap for you. And your life is more cancerous than what his mom had.
Yeah, if you buy a BC Rich, you're not just buying it for the sound and the playability of it, you're buying it for the look. Like you want, like it's part of your persona to have a guitar that looks like that. They used to have a type of guitar called the Bitch. I guess they don't make it anymore. The BC Rich Bitch, but they spelled it B-I-C-H.
Seriously, the only thing sadder than Carl's mom getting cancer is my YouTube trolls' lives.
Oh, I guess that's what they call the BC Rich B legacy. They changed it. It used to be called the Bitch, and they changed the name of it. I see. That's so weird.
It's not an insult to her memory. That's just the fucking truth. I feel bad for her, but not for him. You know, and I've let that go because I'm a fucking YouTube celebrity. And that was high school, dude. Who gives a shit? You know what I'm saying? Fucking Christ. Christ almighty, my trolls are fucking miserable. At some point, my YouTube trolls are going to be like, I'm way too invested into Cobra's life. What am I doing with my life? Like, well, yeah, well, you laughed at Carl's mom for getting cancer. And I'm like, no, I didn't. And to be fair, my trolls would laugh at me if it happened to me, so fuck off, hypocrites.
Yeah, at this point, you're better off buying used gear. It's like new gear is almost like cars now, where it's like a new guitar it costs so much more, unless it's like a collectible one, and then it goes up in value anyway.
Carl went out of his way to bully me in school, and no one gave him shit about it because he was more retarded than I am. And I'm like, way to pick favorites. But I don't give a shit about that because that's how the world works.
Yeah, this is like my nice guitar that I have now. You can see me playing it in the Peaches and Cream video, and I bought it for $1,700 in 2014 or 15. It was probably 15. And now I see places selling it for high 3,000s, low 4,000s. That's just crazy how it's multiplied in value so much. The cost of guitars has just gone up. Like the value of guitars in the last 10 years has just gone up ridiculous. I'll stop talking about this, but it's just mind-blowing for me.
I can acknowledge that sometimes I drink too much, but my trolls can't acknowledge their obsession with me is unhealthy. Quite frankly, I haven't been to Valley City in God knows how long. I'd go back for a visit when I win the lottery. Go to rap.
Winning the lottery should not be your long-term plan. That's even less realistic than like, you know, like winning a bunch of money in blackjack at the local casino. Like winning the lottery is just, it's so random and there's so many people that play it. And there's so many random numbers. Like even if you pick the right numbers, there could be someone else that picked it and you got to split it with them. That happens sometimes. Where like two or more people all pick the winning numbers and they all have to split it.
In the valley and show off my hot rod, hang out with my old school chums.
Yeah. Cobra would have a better chance if he went to the casino every day and pumped a lottery ticket's worth of money into like penny slots.
Anders, how the fuck have you been? Just fucking peachy. I won the lottery and built my clock tower.
Does Cobes know that like at casinos you get free non-alcoholic drinks? Like he could make all kinds of crazy drink combos at the casino. They usually have like the one near me here has one of those freestyle machines. So he can literally mix any type of soda he wants, and then they have all other kinds of stuff, and then he can just smuggle in like a bottle of cheap whiskey and fucking spike his shit.
Dream house.
The shit like Powerball, that's like a nationwide lotto. So many people play that. The odds of winning it are so low. It's unbelievable. And even if you do win, you could be splitting it.
No, I got a laugh out of that when I was watching Naked and Laughing on stream early.
So I just looked it up. There's out of all the available lotto numbers and how many numbers you pick, there are 292,201,338 possible number combinations in the Powerball. So that's how many different number combinations can occur in one Powerball drawing. That's insane.
Here this morning, and my YouTube trolls impersonating Carl. I thought that shit was hilarious. I'm like, how fucking desperate for attention are you, man? Jesus Christ. I don't gotta impersonate my trolls' arch enemies to get inside their fucking heads. I'm already there. And like I said, I let go of that Carl bullshit. I'm still gonna dislike him, but I don't care because that's high school, dude. My trolls are more annoying. Like I said, my trolls are more fucking annoying than Carl. And that's really saying something. Holy shit. God damn it, that is a good drink combo.
I love how he pats himself on the back. Damn, that's a good drink combo. Like I've done that. Like I've cooked something for myself and been all proud of how I cooked it and then ate it and been like, yeah, that's really good. So I get it.
I have to fix me another one. The only thing sadder than me losing Puff is my YouTube trolls' lives. I feel like I've matured as an adult because when I was younger, if I didn't like you, I'd bully you because I got bullied too growing.
Did Cobra just hand us the evidence that he bullied people? he's admitted this before. I just didn't have the exact evidence. And Billy's very common debate tactic is he gets louder and louder and louder and like talks over you and gets louder and louder and louder. And it's like, it's I don't like to debate that way. And I'm not going to like I'm not going to take the time to like bring it up when he'll find like a new way to like argue with it. Because the arguments don't have to make sense with him. Like they don't have to make sense. He will go till the very end. It's an endurance race with him. It's not like let's talk about what we know and talk about that. It's like, how long can you put up with whatever shit I'm going to throw back at you? You know. So
going up. But these days if I don't like you, I just ignore you, because if I don't like you, then you're not cool enough to be around me, kind of thing, you know? That's just how I feel about it.
Is he crying now? What just happened there? Or did he cough? But yeah. Yeah. Cobra. I remember it had been reported before, but because I could not produce like evidence immediately, the default position that I was arguing against is no, he's never bullied anybody. So therefore this email, that's how I know right off the bat, this email is probably fake. But, and you know, he doesn't know anything about that being a topic of conversation over here, you know? So he just kind of, I guess that's just random chance right there.
I feel like I've matured as an adult, because when I was younger, if I didn't like you...
Okay, yeah, this is the clip right here. I'll just put it up.
I feel like I've matured as an adult, because when I was younger, if I didn't like you, I'd bully you, because I got bullied too growing up. But these days, if I don't like you, I just ignore you, because...
He doesn't just ignore people. But yeah, like I said earlier, like often people who were bullies were people who were bullied themselves. And I don't have actual stats on that, but I guess that's a popular narrative. And by the way, popular narratives aren't always true. Arguing for the sake of content it's like when you're the other person in the argument, it's not fun. Because it always devolves into nonsense.
If I don't like you, then you're not cool enough to be around me, kind of thing, you know? That's just how I feel about it.
It leads to like a dead end every time.
And I don't even get mad at the trolling anymore. I make a game out of it. They say something stupid, so I say something stupid back. I just laugh at their dumb asses. And that's the thing of it. If my YouTube trolls found a chick that hated Cobra as much as they did, and they had potential to get themselves some good of age puss, you know what I say to my YouTube trolls then? Get it, man. Y'all can have ugly ass retard babies, and you can all raise your children to hate autistic
Someone said
people.
this was his smug era. This was like yesterday.
And you can all be one stupid fucked up family. I wouldn't try to scare them off from my trolls. I wouldn't have to. When Cobra consumes your life. Dude, I'd rather spend all day making wands, doing tasty drink combos, shredding sweet guitar licks.
Okay, you confused me because you said this was as if it was in the past. Where it is. If you want to call it the smug era, I wouldn't call it that, but it's currently occurring.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Jacob fucking Jones. This drink combo is certainly delicious. Got no complaints on my behalf. Even though Jacob's a fucking cigarette smoker, he finds ways to make it entertaining, you know? If you watch his videos, you get it. Alrighty, so today...
By the way, Happy New Year to everyone out there. I guess, like, the people in... where is it? If you're in Estonia, if you're in Finland, Latvia, Ukraine, Moldova, Romania, Bulgaria, Greece. So like the Balkan Peninsula and everything. Turkey, Cyprus, Egypt. So Europe and Africa currently. Eastern Europe, Africa. Look at this. Look at the international date line. Isn't this ridiculous? The shape of this. How this, there are places that are east of places in Alaska. It's not drawn straight, you know, like, I mean, there is an international date line, but then these time zones are weird. So look at this. This place is already in the new year, but it's east of parts of Alaska. You know what I mean? It's drawn in like a weird zigzag depending on what continent we want to believe it's part of. So there are places out here that, you know, they're very far south of Alaska, but Alaska is further, like, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Like there are parts of Alaska that are further west. Look at this longitudinal line here. Like, look at this. This island here, because of some reason, is considered, it's tomorrow. It's noon. It's ridiculous.
I'm going to be dipping this cigarette in vodka and then drying it out and smoking it to see if I can get drunk. You know, it's just silly things like that. And it's entertaining. Like, you know what I'm saying? I get a kick out of it. I watch a lot of awesome YouTubers. Hitcock45. Hitcock45 here. Demolition Ranch. Chandler's Wildlife. You know, woo-hoo, if you watch Chandler's Wildlife YouTube, you already know what's up. Justine is a woo.
I don't know what that is.
Someday I want to visit Chandler's reptile exhibit and see his cobras in person, because Kevin the King Cobra is more laid back. You can tell because you can tell when Chandler and Kevin look at each other that like Kevin's used to Chandler and like, you know what I'm saying? But like Justina's like, nope, nope. Justina's a feisty little female King Cobra. Go. You want to hear my impersonation of a King Cobra growling? Like, I shit you not, King Cobras have a modified trachea, which allows them to growl when they're letting you know, hey, motherfucker, don't fuck with me. And it sounds demonic as shit, and I fucking love it, dude.
Ha!
That being said, I would sacrifice all the Cobras in the world, including King Cobras, to end sickos. Thank you very much. Leave it at that. Moving on.
How nice of you to sacrifice other things.
People are like, you should get a pet cobra. And I'm like, no. I got to get a special license in Wyoming and fill out paperwork, and they got to be devenomed. Humongous pain in the ass.
Boopy.
Look, I don't want a fucking pet cobra. I want my fucking lizard back. And if I don't get Puff back, I'm going to be devastated. Absolutely fucking devastated, YouTube.
No pets. No pets for Cobra. It's weird when he, like, stares into his drink like that. Pet rocks are fine. Houseplant, probably not. He would just stop watering it. He would just forget.
That's a fire drink combo to make me another one.
It's documented that when he worked at Wendy's, he kept forgetting when he had to come into work and shit. So he's just not really... He has trouble with schedules. He needs something that doesn't require where he makes the schedule, basically. Which is why I'm not against him being on YouTube and making money. I think he should safeguard himself a little better. He shouldn't have sea monkeys because he'll make meat out of it.
Now, Naked and Laughing is almost 40.
There you go. I thought she was older. She's actually younger than me, but she's older than Josh.
And I don't care. She's old enough, damn it. And
she's more than old enough.
That's like the main thing for me, because I fucking hate pedophiles.
Yeah. Yeah, she's definitely old enough.
And I love Ozzy Osbourne and Danny Filth, so fuck off. And that's no homo.
It's funny that he has to even go there. We've all seen her. We know she's not a minor. I mean, like, it's just weird that he feels the need to let everyone know that she's old enough.
You might be a Cradle of Filth fan if you could shriek like Danny Filth.
Okay.
That's one of my unique hidden talents that I take pride in.
He has so many unique talents, guys.
Fucking awesome to be able to shriek alongside Danny Filth.
He thinks he is the world's most talented vocalist ever. The way he talks about himself, that he believes he can sing, you know, John Lennon, Backstreet Boys, Danny Filth, Cradle of Filth, the Beatles, I've heard him say. I heard him doing the Bee Gees not too long ago. He just believes it. Have you guys ever watched, do you guys remember American Idol? And they would do like their auditions episode, and there'd be all these completely delusional people that thought they were like amazing singers and they were actually terrible. So I guess this is a pretty common thing. That Cobes just really thinks he's the greatest singer ever. I don't think it's, I mean, like, when you say he has confidence, it almost makes it seem like it's a good thing. But confidence isn't always a good thing. Like, there's definitely a good amount of confidence, and then there's like a toxic amount of confidence.
The concerts, it like dual shrieking, you could hear it. It was just, yeah, dude, I fanboyed super hard. Jesus is a cunt. Wank out.
Does he have, was that like Tourette's or something?
So like Danny Filth does cameo shout outs, and my YouTube trolls thought, oh, this would be really funny.
Yeah, we've all seen it.
They used Danny Filth's cameo shout outs to try to troll my ass. And I laughed so goddamn hard, I almost started crying. I was like, oh my God, this is hilarious. Don't hurt the lizard, Josh. And I'm like, I wouldn't do it intentionally. I love
intentionally
animals, to be honest. I do, and I'm great with animals.
I was rooting for Cobra. I wanted him to take good care of this pet and prove everybody wrong that he was capable of doing it, because there was no turning back anyway. And I mean, this is just proof. I was sticking up for him and the whole Puff thing, and it's not biased. Like, I don't have an anti-Cobra bias. I want to believe he'll do the right thing. He failed here miserably. It's bad. And he's completely out of touch with reality, the reality of the situation. Like, he thinks Puff is just going to pop up. Either that or he's lying. Yeah, I don't know which is worse. But that's what's going on.
Occasionally I get crows that fly by my apartment, and you know what I like to do? I like to feed the crows. This one time,
I think Puff fed the crows.
Had a bunch of popcorn, and I microwaved the fuck out of it, and then I took a couple bags and poured the popcorn outside. And that's the thing of it. And when I walked inside, a flock of crows came flying down and started eating the popcorn. Like, when I stepped outside, the crows recognized my face, and they started going, ha, ha, telling all the other crows, hey, this guy's cool. And I'm like, dude, if I could have gotten footage of it. My goal is to make friends with the crows and the ravens of Casper. And we get more crows than ravens, but my favorite would have to be the raven.
Yeah, because Edgar Allan Poe was goth, bro.
Pretty bird.
Yeah, that's why. He's like a mall goth that he's like a cross between a Vietnam vet, like a homeless Vietnam vet, and like a mall goth. There was like the mall goth in the 90s when I was a teenager. Kind of like that.
Dude, if I had a pet raven.
Oh, really? Did she really say mallcore goth poser? Is that true? I didn't watch all the Gothic D stuff. I remember hearing about it, but
then I would teach him to cuss and sing Black Sabbath and shit. That'd be awesome. You want to see what it's like to own a raven as a pet? You gotta check out.
There's literally a picture of me as a teenager that's out there. There's a bunch of them,
Peter
actually.
Kane dog training. He has this big old raven named Sam. And like, you know what? That's the thing of it. I want Puff back. I would not trade Puff for a raven or a king cobra or any of that, you know.
You should never have a king cobra because your insanely docile bearded dragon ran off. If you had a king cobra, it would get out there.
And plus, I don't even know what the fuck the laws are regarding me having that kind of thing in Wyoming. Because Wyoming they have their laws, you know, and I don't want to break the law in Wyoming as far as pets go. But we do, because Naked and Laughing mentioned how she likes crows, ravens, and vultures. We get those in Wyoming, dude. No bullshit. We get crows, ravens, and vultures.
You definitely get crows pretty much anywhere.
Coyotes, mountain lions, bears, rattlesnakes. Oh my. If I had a favorite rattlesnake YouTube, it'd be a western diamondback.
Yeah, like he kissed Puff when he first met him. He tried to kiss the cobra, and the cobra just bite his face.
Pretty. And rattlesnakes are fucking gorgeous, but their fangs are like that, dude. You ever see a rattlesnake open its mouth? It's like, nope.
There's a crazy when I was living in New Mexico, rattlesnakes are normal there, and they have a museum, a rattlesnake museum, where they have all the different species of rattlesnakes on display. It's pretty crazy, and they don't ignore you. Like when you walk up to their enclosure, they like look at you like, what? I want to bite you so bad right now, but I can't.
I love snakes, but if I see one in the wild and I know for a fact that one's venomous or poisonous, hey man, I'm going to admire you from a distance because I don't have training in this. I might pull out my smartphone and be like, crikey, YouTube. Cheers to Steve Irwin. Growing up as a kid, I loved watching Steve Irwin as a kid. You know, I have a gift with animals.
I think he has. I don't think it's probably just athlete's foot. I have to like try really hard not to get athlete's foot because I do a lot of cardio. So, you know, I'll work out and get like really sweaty feet, and you got to really like wash your feet really bad really hard after you work out. Otherwise fungus will build up, athlete's foot fungus, and it like will cause like blistering and itching, like a really nasty rash.
And Steve Irwin's.
You know what he probably, because okay, he wears the same clothes every day, right? I guarantee you he wears like the same socks. He'll like reuse the same socks. So he's putting on like socks that have all the sweat and nastiness that grow the athlete's foot fungus.
One of the reasons why I got into animals and just, you know, I hate mongooses, but I appreciate that they keep the cobra population in check.
Why do you hate mongoose? Just because they eat cobras? I mean, there's all kinds of animals that eat other things. There's animals that'll eat humans easily. So, I don't know.
I saw a YouTube short on YouTube recently of an Indian cobra that managed to kill a mongoose, and I was like, yeah.
One for Team Cobra.
Colt King Cobra 357 Magnum versus Mongoose. 357 wins. Boom, bitch.
I think you're just butthurt that a mammal can take out a reptile so easily. A cunning weasel, a mustelid, if you will.
Handgun goals be like.
Honestly, one of the best types of animals, by the way. I may have said it wrong. It's Mustelidae? And it's weasels and other kinds of animals. Wolverines, otters, ferrets. Pretty cool. Pretty sure mongoose is one. Oh, maybe a mongoose isn't. No, a mongoose is not a mustelid. I was wrong. A mongoose is not a mustelid. It's a wow, it sounds like they have a virus. Herpestidae? Huh. I had no idea. I always assumed that they were like a weasel or a ferret, but they're not. They're noticeably not. They're definitely something different. Interesting.
And otherwise, I'm famous. It's obvious. Otherwise, you wouldn't fucking like. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't fuck with me if I wasn't famous. Oh yeah! Hulk Hogan's Hulkmania Strawberry Banana Vape It, bro.
Oh, dude, he's vaping some of that Hogan weed. Damn.
Excuse me.
It's crazy how a lot of the old wrestlers got into the weed business. But he said, "Oh yeah," and that's Macho Man. Hogan did not say, "Oh yeah." Hogan would say like, "Let me tell you something, brother," like that. He never said, "Oh yeah." That was
you vape, bro.
That was savage. Yeah, Mike Tyson is is the guy who got a lot of the wrestlers into the weed stuff. Like Ric Flair and Tyson partnered together to put out like Ric Flair drip or whatever they call it.
Like every other douchey millennial.
Yeah, it might be.
Blinkers.
Let me see what it is.
I'm more of a fan of traditional tobacco and what have you, but that vape pen's not
Okay,
happening.
yeah, this is nicotine vape. Fucking Hulk Hogan. Pushing nicotine in a world where all of his contemporaries are getting onto the weed train.
Bad.
Yeah, see, here's Ric Flair drip. It's weed. It's on Leafly. Ric Flair drip. We are here to party. We are in town to party, and you, our elite world champions, are invited to join. Ric Flair Drip is here for the wheelin', dealin', jet flying, premium cannabis aficionados that are styling, profiling, and ready to assault their day like the nature boy himself. Our product line will make you say, "Woo!" with heavy strains intended to tap out any opponent. Wow, there's an extensive line, too. It's pretty sweet. I wonder if I can find some of these where I live. I don't know. I honestly don't know if this is available where I live. I wish it was federally legal so I could just like order it online from anywhere. Then I could have like any product from any part of the country.
And that's the thing of it. If I find the right of-age chick, I'd definitely start a family with her if I built my clock tower dream house.
Yeah, Canada's great. I go to Canada, like I live close to it, so I visit it. You know, I try to visit it once a year, but the border was closed for 2 years. So that kind of ruined that. But I've been visiting Canada for like almost my entire adult life regularly, usually once a year, but sometimes it would be like I'd skip a couple years. And you know, when you go to Vancouver, other things are legal there too, which is insane. Like Vancouver is the part of North America that kind of tests the legality of all of this stuff that's illegal throughout the entire continent. It's interesting. But I've seen the forefront of it.
If I started my own goddamn family, I could just see it.
I did not pay bigger I was just there in April. I didn't notice the prices were that much higher than they are here. Plus, I'm getting the exchange rate. The US dollar is worth quite a bit more than the Canadian dollar right now. So I didn't notice anything. I didn't really notice it, to be honest with you.
Living in my clock tower dream house, my kid waking me up. Daddy, 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 what? Can we ring the clock tower bells? Can we?
Huh?
Yeah.
I've heard this fantasy before.
Can we? Sure can. If I built my clock tower dream house, I would build a fort for my kid.
Yeah, so like $1 US is worth 1 1/3 basically Canadian. It's not bad. You know? That adds up.
For my demon spawn in the backyard, and I'd build it by hand. I'd order a bunch of like train bells that you see on those steam locomotives, what have you, and like farmhand bells, and make like a miniature bell tower to put on top of it. It'd be adorable as shit.
And someone's mentioning Oregon. I've bought plenty of weed down in Oregon too. It's weird how they have to give you those pamphlets. There's like pamphlets where they have to give it to you like legally to be like, oh, you can't give this to kids, like that kind of stuff. It's like, yeah, I already know this. You know,
my kid would go to school, be like, yeah, my dad's a rock star and we live in a fucking mansion. My favorite style of architecture is Second Empire Victorian. Beautiful.
It's kind of weird that he likes Victorian architecture, but not
Gothic.
Gothic.
Revolution, huh? Shit. But no, I don't have any problems with Naked and Laughing. She seems like a decent enough person. I don't know her whole story. I can relate to her in some way with the whole people are shit, dating sucks.
Yeah. Say hello to everybody. Oh, she put her little foot on the mic.
Cobra, have another drink. Why not? It's the weekend.
What's going on?
New Year's week. Still got like half a case of Bush Peach Light left. But right now I'm feeling pretty fucking good, YouTube. I'm not gonna lie, I don't feel like drinking a whole lot after this.
Oh,
like,
you liar.
I'm physically...
Hold on. Oh my god. Boopy. Who's here? Who's here? Oh my... Oh, it's a doggy. Oh, it's a... Oh, look at that doggy. Hold on. I have to... Give me just a second here. All right. Give me just a moment. This is adorable. I'm just preparing all of you. All right. Here we go. All right, here we go. Who's here? Who's here? Who's here? Oh my God! Who's here? Who's here? All right. Who's here? Who's here? Who's he? Oh my God. All right. Okay. Oh my God.
Making myself cut back on drinking. And it feels good because I get buzzed quicker and my alcohol lasts longer. Yeah. The ace of spades. No, that's just it. Like, I see a lot of similarities between me and Naked and Laughing. And I'm like, you know what? That's just how it is. And like I said, dude, let's just get to know each other and see where it goes. We don't gotta rush into like labels and like, oh my God, you know, because what's gonna happen is if you rush into it and it doesn't work out, you know, knock on glass. You know what I'm saying? Then it's just like, well, shit, another, you know what I'm saying? Fuck that.
I love how I'm reading the chat and everybody's dogs are getting like worked up. Everyone's like, my dog's getting mad. No, she's sleeping now. It's crazy how fast they fall asleep.
I passed out. Excuse me. I passed out in my chair watching YouTube last night and had this wild, crazy, amazing dream that I built this amazing, like, hotel, restaurant, bar, grill, fucking
Cobra's Cantina.
Awesome hotspot. And, like, man, DMT is a trip. Let me educate you cool cobras. DMT is a drug, yes, but it's a drug that our body naturally produces. When you're sleeping at night and your brain fires off a little bit of DMT, that's what causes you to have dreams and nightmares and what have you. DMT only fires off in your brain 3 times. When you're born, when you're sleeping, and then when you die. It's a very powerful hallucinogenic. That's what causes you to dream at night. The more you know.
He's probably done DMT. I would guess he has. He's done like spice and all kinds of shit. Not that DMT and spice are the same. Like spice is very, very bad for you. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, he's probably tried it. I doubt he would say no to most drugs. He's doing duster and shit.
And if you get really good, you can do what's called lucid dreaming, and that's really fun when you can control what the fuck you dream at night. And if you get really advanced, you can use the power of your mind to control other people's dreams. And it's fucking awesome, YouTube. But no, I got this goth satanic hippie cult, and I fucking love it, dude. I fucking love it.
Goth satanic hippie
I know
cult.
your powers of pretension was wet as a warthog's backside. As thick as you are, pay attention. I take a moment to appreciate the moment here.
All right. I want to get into this a little more, but I have to pee really, really, really bad. So I'm going to put up something really quick here. I will be back in just a moment. Do not go anywhere. I have stopped the dimensional merge. Thank you, guys. All right, we're back into this.
This apartment will do just perfectly until I build my clock tower dream house. And trust and fucking believe, when I win the fucking lottery, I'm gonna slap $1 million on my landlord's desk. And then I'm gonna be like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna build a big ass, huge, the biggest playground set we can physically put in the courtyard.
For all the sickos to hang out near?
Something to play on.
Oh.
I would too.
We'll call it Sicko Hub.
For it, I'd be like, let's go. Slides, everything. Growing up as a kid when my parents lived in apartments, the apartment complexes I lived at with my parents as a kid always had a playground set. You know, and as a kid, it was a great way for me to blow off steam and make friends with other kids who lived in the same apartment complex kind of thing. So I says to myself, I says, if I win the lottery, dude, I would pay top dollar to put a humongous playground set here at the apartment complex that I live at. You know what I'm saying? I would too. Oh yeah, trust and believe.
Trust and believe. All right. So to commemorate the next time zone reaching the new year, which will be Central Africa and Central Europe. Wow, I didn't realize this was part of Norway. I didn't know Norway had islands all the way up here. But yeah, get ready. I'm going to open up this bubbly. It's Snoop Dogg sparkling wine. Snoop Dogg sparkling wine, everybody. By the way, please help ring in the new year for me by chucking me a couple dollars by using the link right there pinned to the chat. I got $15 like hours ago. If you would be so kind as to do that. But also, in like about another hour, I'm going to do a Patreon show too for all my patrons. I have a Patreon that's separate from the DP Patreon. And I'm going to be doing a more in-depth thing. Oh shit, do I have to put the HTTP? That's stupid. There we go. There we go. Yes, please go there. Please go there and join. If you got a couple bucks to spare. Yes, Snoop Dogg, sponsored by me. Snoop Dogg sparkling wine. Cali Gold sparkling wine. It's 11%. That's not bad. We got 46 minutes. So
you don't know the area I live in, but I'm picturing right now where I'd put it. Right, like you got the grill area and this little slab of cement. Right beyond that slab and that little field right there, you know what I'm saying? I can totally picture it.
I'll be safe because I'm just hanging out at home. Happy New Year to you too. I'm not going out. There's all kinds of crazy, huge parties in Seattle you could go to if you wanted to like be around a ton of people tonight. I'm chilling at home.
And just thinking about how happy it would make everybody.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there's probably drunks on the road. I usually take public transit, so I'm not so afraid of all the drunks out there. I guess you could crash into a bus, but it wouldn't go good for the car. Like the bus would be mostly okay. But and there's the train and everything, so that's usually how I get around like in the city. I live outside of Seattle. I wouldn't call it a suburb because the place I live is its own little like miniature city. It's basically the miniature Seattle, just with more like it's more like gentrified over here, and it's more there's more money going around over here per capita, basically. We have, like, anything that's really popular in Seattle, we have our version of it over here. Like with restaurants and stuff, there's like a Bellevue version of whatever's really big in Seattle we'll have over here. Every year since I've lived here just over 7 years, the skyline of Bellevue has gotten taller and taller and taller and taller. Like every year, 3 new buildings go up that are taller than all the other buildings, like the next tallest building. And now it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
But again, excuse me, I'm down to get to know Naked and Laughing. Her first name is Jessica.
Her name is ridiculous. Naked and Laughing. You have to say that every time. What a weird name, too. You're naked and you're laughing? Okay. Are you looking in the mirror? Like, what's going on?
Sorry if I name dropped your first name. But I'm down to get to know her, to see where it goes, you know? We're both like 1,000 bazillion miles away, so like,
no,
like rushing into it's not going to do anything.
Probably like 2,000 tops.
But like, and that's the thing of it. Like, I kind of feel like people are trying way too hard to make it a thing. And see, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, see, love is like a fine bottle of wine. You cannot rush a good thing. Love, YouTube, love is like making a magic wand. Excuse me. You can't rush a beautiful thing. And I noticed that when I take my time making my magic wands, they turn out better. And I feel like love is no different. Oh my fucking God, the comments too were so hilarious. Dude, if you could have been there at Naked and Laughing, or excuse me, I'll just call her Jessica from now.
Gucci's real name is Jessica too. That's kind of weird, isn't it?
On the channel. If you could have seen what people were saying on Jessica's channel, it was so stupid, dude. They're like, well, Clint doesn't allow Josh.
Here's this image is for sale, so I can't show it to you without the watermark, but this is Bellevue from one side of downtown, and you can see them building what is now the tallest building in Bellevue. Now it's finished by now. This was taken in June. But yeah, and there's already other ones that are being built too right now. They're just ridiculous. Every new building that's built is taller than all the other ones. And they're more centrally located. But when I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to Bellevue, I'm gonna move there, I didn't realize it was like a mini city with like a downtown with high rises and all that shit. It is like a mini metropolis kind of, but it only has like I think like less than, I don't know, maybe like 200,000 to 300,000 people living in a city with a downtown looking like that.
I'm like, dude, my dad doesn't give a shit if I find an adult woman to hang out with. Fucking Christ. If anything,
there's 144,000 people in Bellevue. So think about that. There's only 144,000 people in this city, and their downtown looks like that with all these like tall buildings.
Probably stoked, like, oh hey, I might, you know.
It's right across. There's a lake between us and Seattle, so you can see Seattle like right across the way. So we're in the Seattle metro area, but we're our own city. But because of how close we are to Seattle, it makes Bellevue a bigger, better city.
If things work out and, you know, Josh wins the lottery and builds his clock tower dream house, you know, potentially making my dad a granddad, he'd love it, dude. I can already see it. I can already fucking see it, you.
Oh, is your mom Jehovah's Witness or something?
Tube. My son Jason calling my dad Grandpa Clint. I can already see it. And of course, and we'll circle back to that because
it's funny because aren't there more Jehovah's Witnesses than the amount of people they think are going to get into heaven? It's like they know that that's the because like at least with regular Christianity, all you have to do is follow their rules and they go to heaven, like unlimited amount of people. But with Jehovah's Witnesses, not even the whole religion will get in, even if they're like devout.
Apparently, Jessica's encountered some Jasons in her life that are assholes, and I'm like, let's not worry about having kids or any of it. Let's just get to know each other first.
Michael Jackson and Prince were both Jehovah's Witnesses.
You know, I can compromise. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to name my kid Jason, can we name him John after John Michael Osborne or John Lennon, you know, kind of thing?
Okay, you don't want to talk about having kids and just get to know each other, but now you're talking about names of kids?
Oh, that is delightful.
Ha! Look at your face. It does not look delightful. It's what, like 80% booze? That is not the face of someone who enjoys what they're tasting.
Oh, that drink combo is so good.
Oh, God, guys, that's so good. Oh, it's delicious.
YouTube, this drink combo is so fucking delicious.
He's just like coping at this point, right? YouTube. He like turned it into a song. YouTube, this drink combo is so delicious.
Yes.
Cope and seed, bud. Went fwee in your brain.
I'm starting to feel a little bit buzzed. I'm not gonna lie, man. Fucking Jack Daniels is strong.
Yeah, Jack Daniels is strong. That's how you had your blackout where you freaked out the other night. You're still drinking it.
Fucking liquor. I love my whiskey, dude.
I've gotten super trashed off of Jack Daniels more than a few times. Actually, if you go back to episode 300 when we had the BDSM game show thing, I had Jack Daniels that night, and I don't really remember the end of it. So that would have been a stream where I was like partially blacked out.
If I caught my son stealing my liquor, you know what I'd do? I'm like, all right, you want to drink like your old man? Okay. I'd get my son so fucking drunk they'd have the worst hangover in the morning. And then I'd wake up in the morning just to fucking irritate him and make as much loud.
So you'd like possibly kill your son from alcohol poisoning? Because like, how are you, someone with your tolerance, going to determine how much is enough to get your young kid drunk enough to have a bad hangover but not like have to go to the hospital? This is not a good plan. This is bad. Very bad. Not good. Add this to the list of things you shouldn't say.
Noise as possible. And they're going, ow, my head. Could you not? No. What's the matter? You can't keep up with your old man? Come on, Jason. What's the matter?
He already has names for his kids.
They crawl their way to the toilet and go, bleh, start throwing up in the toilet. And they're so fucking, they're like, oh, I'm never going to touch alcohol again. And I'm like, good, because if you fucking steal from my stash, yo ass is grounded. I'm like, okay, you want to drink and smoke like your old man? All right. hand him the fattest, nasty.
You're saying he's never having kids, but if he gets, here's the thing, his popularity on the internet will eventually get him laid. And do you think when he's like fucking super wasted, he's gonna think like, oh, I shouldn't get this woman pregnant? I mean, there's so many Boglum-esque people out there that have reproduced. Don't think that it's impossible. There's plenty of people way below King Cobra's level of intellectual, like his level intellectually. There's people below it that have reproduced. Until he's had a vasectomy, it's a definite possibility. Now, remind you, a man can conceive children potentially for their entire life. So, something to think about. Right now, his reach is growing. His amount of clout that can like rub off on other people is growing tremendously. It's not all negative. He has fans. So, someone that would love the attention, that's, you know, maybe, I mean, like, I don't want to speculate too much, but, you know, there are people who are sex workers who fuck people they're not attracted to get paid all the time. If there was like someone out there who was willing to do that to get the clout off of Cobra, it could probably happen. I don't know about getting knocked up by him, but maybe. I don't know. Something weird could happen. I would not count him out.
Stinkiest, strongest cigar. Be like, I tell you what, you power through two to four of these motherfuckers, I'll let you smoke and drink. And then they get nicotine sick and then the worst hangover, and I guarantee you they're never going to want to touch alcohol or tobacco again. Because telling your kids no doesn't work, especially when they get to that rebellious.
Like, there is no keen clout, really, but Cobra actually does have clout. He has, like, a lot of attention. Attention is currency to a lot of people.
Stage of their life. I'm like, experience is the best teacher, and that's kind of what I've learned in life. Wisdom beyond my age.
Even negative attention is currency to some people. All right, everybody, it is about to become 2024 in just a minute here. In parts of Germany and Switzerland, Italy, a large part of Europe. This is the most Eastern time zone I've ever been in, because I've been to Germany. There it is. There it is. I had an alarm go off for this one. I've been to Italy and parts of Germany and Austria and Switzerland and that. It's the furthest east I've ever been. Never been to Asia. Only been to Europe and North America, but most of both continents. I'm glad the little puppy is out of the room because this will scare her. She doesn't like loud noises. Here it comes, guys. Here comes the pop. Happy New Year. And I got a proper champagne glass. Oh, God. It's so bubbly. Cheers to everyone. I doubt anyone in this time zone is watching right now, but maybe. But we can celebrate every hour. You know what I'm saying? Bro. I've actually had one drink for every hour that we've been streaming. So the next time zone is Western Europe. We're getting there.
They call that old school parenting, but there you go.
I have a lot more Cobra content I'll watch another time. Let's
like to. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is
Brett Keane is leaning hard into like homophobic, transphobic, because that's such a huge focus in the culture war ever since Brett went like far right. So now it's like, oh, the trans militia is going to come and murder everybody, I think is what he's basically saying here.
Brett Keane, and you were watching and listening to The Brett Keane Show. I hope you're all having a wonderful time. Make sure that you follow me on Twitter, and if you'd like to support me, you can do it through Cash App. The links are right on my profile of Twitter, if that's something you're interested in doing. Today we're going to talk about, can a Christian be a homosexual? Can a Christian be attracted to the same gender and somehow still manage to follow, worship God, adhere to Him, respect God, and do it this way? Before I answer or I respond to any of those type of questions, first, I'm going to acknowledge and make you all aware, in case you don't know, I'm not a preacher. I'm not a pope. I have no authority of...
Oh, we all thought you were a preacher pope. We thought it was Brett Keane, the preacher pope.
Any kind of church whatsoever to be able to say this or talk about the things I'm talking about. I'm going to give you some verses and we're going to discuss them. And Christians are more than welcome to correct me if they think that I'm wrong about what I'm about to tell you. According to the Bible, in James chapter 2, verse 10, it says, if you've committed one sin, you are guilty of all, which seems to mean, whether small or big, it's a sin. And those sins mean that you're guilty of all of the commandments. You break one, you've broken them all. According to Romans chapter 1, verse 18 to 32, it says, no sin is greater than another. And Romans is written by a guy named Paul, who literally, before he found Christ, went around and killed people. He murdered people.
Yeah, and all this is bullshit. Who gives a fuck?
And he murdered Christians, people who believed in Jesus Christ.
It's funny how he murdered Christians, and then because he like turned around, you're cool with all the Christian murdering.
But if you were to ask any
and now you revere
Christian
him
out there, do they believe that Paul made it to heaven? Do they believe that when Peter violently assaulted a guard that wanted to take Jesus Christ away,
just cut off his ear
by cutting the man's ear off, mutilating him, was that okay? Well, Jesus says, forgive them, for they know not what they do. However,
they knew what they were doing.
Homosexuality does have special words used on it in the Old Testament that a lot of sins do not.
They know not what they do. Like they know they like violently assaulted someone, but they don't know it pisses God off.
And some atheists out there might actually bring it up.
That's what they
They'll
don't
say,
know that
well,
they
in
do.
Leviticus, it says homosexuality is an abomination. to God. But what is an abomination? It means that God hates something. He loathes it. Loathing means hate.
You're an abomination. Is that okay? That means God hates you.
Means it's something that God strictly hates. So does that mean that it's bigger or smaller? Well, if we take a look in Psalms 5:5, it says, God hates all workers of iniquity. And what is workers of iniquity? People who are lawless, people who break the commandments, people who sin. If you're a transgressor of the law,
transgressor, he says. Transgressor of the law. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to keep streaming here for a little while, but I do want to direct all of your attention to my Patreon. This is the last day of the month, end of the year, and I'm fitting in my Patreon private show that I do for all my patrons, which is a very important part of everything here, keeping the lights on and keeping the internet running and making sure we got everything we need here. So if you would be so kind, if you want to continue the show, because in about maybe like 30 minutes or so, I'm going to go behind the paywall.
Manatee. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. STFU Brett. Go be a real dad to Struggies. He is suffering without you.
Then you're a sinner.
Struggies.
And the Bible says that there's not one man or woman in this world that is without sin. That's the reason why Jesus Christ came to the earth and died on the cross. So you would have the potential and the ability to actually be forgiven for what you've done. Now, the difference between homosexuality and a few of those sins out there that God has an issue with is some of these sins, they can be done once or twice or more. Depends. Like a person, usually whenever they go out and rob somebody, I would say a majority of people, they don't take pride in being a thief. Unless they're like a jewel thief or one of those art thieves or something, perhaps deep down inside.
I hate how, like, if I wasn't on camera right now, I'd either have like an avatar or I just wouldn't be on screen. There wouldn't be this weird like bobble-headed gif of me with a fake microphone in front of me. Like, I mean, Brett, you're not. What is this? Like, what are you looking like these days? Are you like 700 pounds? Is that why we're looking at this weird? You can tell this image is like flattened and stretched too to make him look thinner. Whose head is like so long like that? Nobody's.
They feel good about themselves and they feel like they've done something great, especially whenever they make a lot of money off of the theft that they do.
You know what he did, though? He made his shoulders look like they're like this wide.
If they continue to do it over and over, then obviously there's going to be a problem there. It's really difficult and challenging to call yourself a Christian at the same time being a thief. But somehow there's a lot of Catholics out there and a lot of preachers who have ripped people off who seem to think that at the end of the day they're still going to go to heaven. Well, I'm not God, I'm not the judge, so I can't determine what's going to happen. I have no idea what's in these people's heart. There are many Christians out there, as well as non-believers and people of other faiths, who will look at pornography while they know that they're married. Can they continue to go to church and continue to be a Christian and claim to respect Jesus Christ while doing so?
Is Brett about to claim he's never done it? He's full of shit, right? I've seen him like when he would have panel discussions or whatever, if there was like an attractive woman that was part of it, he'd like make them the thumbnail of it. So, yeah, okay.
Well, I think deep down in their heart, they probably know that what they're doing.
Or he'd use like an image of a woman, like a fake image of a woman wearing his t-shirt.
That's wrong. They know that it's not
knows what's
good
up.
for their loved one that they're married with. And some will even claim that their partners are okay with that kind of thing. Some people claim that their partners are okay with them having an open relationship. That's a little difficult to argue as well. Is it okay to have an open relationship? Well, in the Bible, there were people who actually had several wives. That's right. Solomon, he had, according to the Bible, over 1,000.
Yeah, polygamy was, like men having multiple wives was very normal.
Wives, some of the most beautiful women ever.
Ever? How do you know? How do you know what they look like? You're trying to pretend like you know what. You're trying to pretend to know what these women that lived like 4,000 years ago, what they look like. Dumbass. You don't know. The most beautiful women ever.
And I guess he would basically make love to one or another of them, or maybe several of them.
I think you jerked off while thinking about this, Brett.
Time, who knows what his sexual life was?
Oh,
most people know.
Sounds
that
like
King
you've
David
thought
was
about
a bit
it.
Promiscuous.
Sounds like
so
you'd be like, "Oh my God, what it'd be like
to
to be King Solomon? Get to fuck a different bitch every day." Ah. Situation. You got all that vagina, the most beautiful women ever in the year. What was it, like the year 4000 BC?
Man, just so he could be with this man's woman. But what was her name? Bathsheba? Something of that nature.
Okay, shut up. Bathsheba? Wasn't it Bathsheba? Wasn't it like Bathsheba?
A lot of the men in the Bible did some pretty rough stuff. Abraham himself, which is what all three religions, Islam, Judaism, Christianity, Abraham himself, Abrahamic religion, slept with a concubine, and the wife set him up to do it because she didn't think that she was young enough to have children anymore. So they went ahead and had a child, and if people look back in history and in the story of Abraham, especially in the Quran, you'll discover that's where
Bathsheba
Muslims actually came from. And God said he would protect those Muslims. The people that came from the concubine would be protected, and they would have great multitudes of people, and they would have kingdoms. That's the reason why Islam is so big. God protects them. Whether Christians believe that the God of the Quran is the same God as the Bible.
He used to say the Quran. He like, we've literally forced him to change how he speaks, because he used to call it the Quran, the Bible and the Quran. He wouldn't even say the Quran, which is how a lot of Americans would say it. He'd say the Quran. And that's how a lot of people say crayon. Like when I was growing up, I said crayon, not crayon. I literally said crayon. You got some crayons. Let me see. There we go. I'm putting up a poll. I'm curious. Do you say crayon, or something else? Please vote. Everyone vote in the poll. I feel like the something else people are just being cute. Like, what do you say then? Is it like a combination of the two? I grew up saying crayon, but now I say crayon. Like that.
Even in the Bible, it says that God is there for them. And he didn't abandon this concubine who had a child of Abraham's.
Do you really say wax right tool? Is that like what? Do you speak a different language and that's like a translation?
So, I guess when it comes down to it, when you commit a sin, the idea is through Jesus Christ, you repent of it. You don't take pride in what you're doing wrong. You'll do something. You might be tempted. You might fall into lust. You might have sex with a woman. You may cheat on your wife, or your wife cheats on you. And it's going to hurt everybody that's involved, obviously. It's going to cause a lot of destruction, and it isn't going to please God in any kind of way. We all sin, and if one sin, it means that we've committed it all, that we've broken the law, then we're going to be in trouble for it. Now, God doesn't do like what cops do and FBI agents and police.
He always does this. He does this where he'll list a bunch of things as if it's like multiple things, but it's all the same thing. He says he doesn't do what cops do and FBI agents and police, which are all the same thing.
Now, God doesn't do like what cops do and FBI agents and police. Police have different, and court systems have different ideas of the severity of the law. But God is not a human being, so he doesn't.
He's not a human being.
Way. Evil to him is evil. There is no. God has never said there's a lesser evil here and then a stronger evil here. Evil is evil. Sin is sin, no matter how you look at it. Technically, a person could be gay and actually believe in their heart that they're committed to God. There's absolutely no way that any of you out there can fight your own attractions. You know, even homosexuals, they'll claim that. They say, I can't fight it. I'm attracted to people and I just can't stop myself from doing it. Now, there's a scary thing to this, and there's also... By the way, I want to thank some of the people that signed up for the private show that I'm going to do pretty soon here. If more of you would be so kind as to do so, it's at the $5 level. So, yeah, check it out. Than here to be worried about. When a person says that they can't control their sexual urges and that they just have to go sleep with people, you do realize that child molesters also make that same argument. They say,
okay, I mean, people make the same argument about a lot of things, but it's not the same as being a child molester, right? Like, we can understand, like, the way people rationalize things, but look at the overall act, and we can agree that one thing is not as bad as the other because we use nuance.
I didn't want to do things with children, but
they always conflate the pedophilia with homosexuality. They like, that's all they can do. They have to take something that's like a paraphilia and link it to what we accept as just an alternate sexuality that, like, you know. By the way, guys, I have to go to the bathroom again really bad, so I'll be right back and we'll get through the rest of this.
Hello friends, this is the Sophisticated Urbanite here, and my investigation has uncovered some pretty interesting facts about Simple Country. Turns out, neither is he simple, nor is he country. I just want to point this out, so y'all know you've been lied to. You've been deceived. We all got sunglasses, we all got suit coats, we all have wood-paneled rooms. But, as the Sophisticated Urbanite, my wood-paneled room is superior. My suit jacket, superior. My sunglasses, my fedora, tips, my ladies, way better than Simple Country. So take it from me, Sophisticated Urbanite, your world champion.
following video that you're about to watch is based on real events that transpired outside of a soup kitchen somewhere in eastern Pennsylvania. Fuck yeah! Extra fucking mania's been badass, motherfucker! And I support strong women like Jess, bro. She's gonna come through as the world heavyweight champion. Yeah! What do you think, Rev?
Oh yeah, Shaddy. Yeah, you're right. Jespro all the way. Yeah, you're right. Ben sucks. There's no way he's going to win. Jespro's just like us. She's amazing. She could collab in our OnlyFans with us. That'll be pretty amazing, I think.
Fuck yeah. We'll get Jespro in a threesome with me and Rev, and it'll be on our OnlyFans. It's going to blow us up. Kanye West is going to love this. Hey, wait a minute. What the fuck is he doing here?
Shani and Rev, you're both stupid. You're stupid. Do you know how stupid you are? You know how stupid you are? You are both so stupid, you even stupider than me. I can't believe it. Shani and Rev, you are the stupidest. You are the stupidest of the stupid. Even stupider than the amazing atheist who was scared to debate me.
Why the fuck are you here, G-Man? We start talking about OnlyFans and all of a sudden you show up. What is your fucking problem? I don't want to be your Oreo cookie, you piece of shit.
Well, actually, Reverend Shani, even though you're both stupid, even stupider than me, I'm here to make a peace offering. And I've decided, Shani, you're about to get this chocolate. Yep, for the first time, I'm gonna give you the chocolate. What you've always wanted, Shani.
Whoa, holy fucking shit! If you put it that way, I'm all in. Yeah, get the fuck out of here, Rev. We're gonna make this happen, finally, and you're not gonna get in the way anymore.
Whoa, Shaddy, what's going on? I thought we were gonna have a threesome with Jespro on our OnlyFans. What's going on with this? G-Man's just coming around and saying you can have the chocolate, and now you're agreeing with him. I'm so confused.
Shut the fuck up, Rev. You always knew it was gonna end up this way deep down in your heart. Just accept it and move on.
I guess you forgot, Rev. G-Man always wins. Enjoy the view from the cuck tent, bitch. Come on, ladies, let's get out of here and make some awesome OnlyFans content. Oh, no. No, Shaddy. No, Jespro. No.
All right.
I have fucked both of my parents. 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 I have fucked both of my parents.
Who's Jespro? Jespro is a DP fan. She's in the Discord. She is part of Actual Mania, which is a amazing event that we do over on the DP Patreon that a lot of the community gets involved in and shows their talent and creativity. And yeah, that's basically, she was the champ for a long time, like the cringerweight champion. But yeah, I love, this is one of my favorite clips ever.
I have fucked both of my parents. 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 I have fucked. I have fucked. I have fucked. I have fucked. I have fucked both of my parents. I have fucked. I have fucked. I have fucked both of my parents. I have fucked. I have fucked. I have fucked both of my parents. I have fucked. I have fucked. I have fucked both of my parents.
Oh my God. All right. Let's watch this, and then I'm going to Patreon to do this other shit. Sign up.
The drunken peasants and the young Turks are on drugs. A lot of people don't know, but the young Turks, I believe, pays for the drunken peasant show. One of the directors behind the Young Turks was financing and working for the Drunken Peasant show, if I'm not mistaken, at one time. But let me explain to you guys this. They can cry all they want to because I'm more intelligent than they are.
Okay.
By far. It's not even close. And they can whine and cry that I actually have done videos about these people. Oh, God, they get to crying like a bunch of little, I don't know, fucking titty babies.
Titty babies? Titty babies? Oh, is he drinking again? I haven't seen Bob drink in a while. Is he slurping on some Modelo? Yeah, he is. Drink it up, Bob. You almost died a couple of years ago.
They did a couple of videos on me. The Young Turks did. Did y'all see that shit on Facebook?
Oh, he's talking about the Humanist Report, which is not the Young Turks. I think Mike might have been part of the TYT network. No, it's Blanco Mandela, that kind.
I kind of like the videos. Even though they're supposed to be against me, they're supposed to put me down. And one of them got this sawed-off fairy fruit tail some bitch on there going, oh, really? Oh, I love his voice. It's kind of cartoonish in a way. Oh, God, I love this man. He's one of your real fantastic redneck cowboys, isn't he? You know, he's like that.
I'm going to send this to Mike. Mike will just make a video out of it.
Kind of mentality. He's fucking stupid as fuck.
Yes. Mike was on and we called Bob and Mike made a video about it and put it on his channel. So that's probably where Bob saw it. Because that video got good views because Mike gets really good views.
Oh, I just enjoy meeting the crazies that come on your show, like Trust Your Bob. Oh, this is a true gift. Thank you.
Okay.
They talk all that shit they want. And then, also of not importance, I made about 2 or 3 of the Young Turks.
Yeah, it's funny. If you go to YouTube and type in Trumpster Bob, the Humanist Report video comes up as one of the top results. Oh, and it's me, Billy, Mike, Magicus, and Scott. What an amazing panel.
Show. I think I've heard it was 5 total. And I haven't even gone after these punks. Look.
Huh?
If they want to start war all over again, I've never been at war with the Young Turks. But, hey, let me explain this to the Young Turks. I'm smarter than you are, Zeke.
I think he was in the Young Turks network, and that's where he's getting it from. The Young Turks hosted like a network of YouTube channels. Kyle Kalinske was one of them. At one point, Jimmy Dore was one of them. Like the Young Turks had a network, like they had there used to be like Machinima and stuff like that, like these YouTube networks. Full Screen was the one DP was on back in the day. And they used to act like they provided protection to you and would get you better ads and stuff like that. And they would just take your money is basically what it was. You know, they get like get like a couple thousand channels paying them 10% of their revenue every month, they were making bank. So they never really helped us. Every time we got a strike, we just had to do the strike normally as if we didn't have them.
I know what your game is. I know what you're up to.
Yeah, Mike was on the TYT network. That's why I think he's drawing this conclusion. So was Kyle Kalinske.
Videos about you, I will, because I'm pretty sure wherever you walk, they smell a stench. Now I'm really not worried about the young Turks or the drunken peasants.
I need to get Bob on for January 5th.
No matter what they got to say. Because I'm going to win that fucking argument.
Let's have Bob on. We need Bob on. We need to have Bob on. Someone help me find Bob. I haven't talked to him in a while.
But before I ever debate or talk back and forth with Zink Ogre, he's first got to make an appearance on my fucking live stream. And I mean, you can go as gay as you want. You can go as communist as you want. Or anything in between. I don't give a flying fuck what you want to talk to me about. But I know you want to talk to me. Otherwise, you wouldn't have done 5 different fucking appearances with me on the Drunken Peasant show.
I think it only happened once with him. Like, Mike has been on, but not with you.
These guys are fat and drunk and stupid as fuck. One of them even faked his own almost death.
I am not fat, I'll have you know.
That was all fake, by the way.
I still have a little bit of chub. I'll show you. See. See, it's like a little bit. Got a little bit. Enough to still like pinch. You know? You know what I'm saying, bro?
Up some lower end bullshit. You know, he probably does have breathing problem, but you know the thing about it is he's got it taken care of and they just played it up. Ben asked me, where the fuck would I put him in my fucking house? My house isn't really that big, Bob. No, but you do got a basement that you live stream out of, so we know it's a good sized house. I mean, you know, it's a house, isn't it?
Okay, so he's talking about me. Hold on, I gotta go back a little bit on this.
Got a basement. Ben asked me, where the fuck would I put him in my fucking house?
I'm missing the context. Hold on. What, does Trumpster Bob want to come live with me?
Because them guys are fat and drunk and stupid as fuck. One of them even faked his own almost death.
No. Billy did not fake that shit.
Fake, by the way. They trumped up some lower end bullshit. You know, he probably does have breathing problem, but you know the thing about it
wasn't breathing problems, it was a heart problem. He has a heart problem, dude.
He's got it taken care of and they just played it up. Ben asked me, where the fuck would I put him in my fucking house? My house isn't really that big, Bob. No, but you do got a basement that you live stream out of, so we know it's a good sized house. I mean, you know, it's a house, isn't it? Well, yeah. It's got like, what, 4 bedrooms? No, well, yeah.
Is he like looking up? No, okay. Come on, dude. Like, Bob is e-stalking me right now. Bob is e-stalking me.
I mean, you know, but it's not a big house. Oh, wait a minute. You got a 5 bedroom. I was raised in a 2 bedroom. You gonna tell me you don't have a big house? Shut the fuck up.
He's so mad. All right. So, everybody, we are now going to do a Patreon private show. You should join me. Patreon.com/BenPie. Here you go. Join here. $5 level. You were going to do it anyway. You might as well do it now. I'm going to go do this show right now. You should all go see me there the next few hours, especially ringing in the new year in the UK. That's very good. Come see it. We're going to go there now. See you soon.